Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's session Beyond Forgotten Realms here on the MindTour Gaming stream. So, last we left off, everyone was late for dinner, and Belkin and his family member was able to remove the curse from Kaz that he received from the strange book that was found within the Feywild. Both Keth and Alokian heading towards Cromwell's Wondery. The both of you walking down the empty street of Monk's Blade make it to the front door of Cromwell's Wondery. There is a bit of light coming from within darkened glassed windows. You can tell that from the sounds there's more ting and sounds of hissing noises coming from within, as well as a plume of smoke or mist coming from what looks like some sort of pipe or chimney at the top of the building. But both of you make it to Cromwell's Wondery.
Keth will run up to the door and bang on it, knock on it real hard.
Okay. Doom, 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 doom. Hear some of the sounds, shifting tools, metal hitting the table. One moment, and sliding of a chair on stone. Finally, you hear a latch, and the ring of a lock and key on the other side of the door. And sweating a bit, you see Cromwell opening the door. Good evening. Is there a problem?
We need your help. One of our friends is cursed.
Cursed?
Yes.
Cursed how?
He's frozen still. He can't move. He's paralyzed. Permanently.
How did that happen?
He was looking at a book.
Well, I am working on your things for tomorrow, but just give me a moment. He closes the door and you hear a latch. It's again. You hear some shifting about inside. After probably about 2 or 3 minutes, the latch opens again. You see the light on the inside dim, and steps out. Closes the door behind him, locking it. Alright, he's tucking, he still has his apron on, but he's done pulled it over his head and just dangling now by his belt. Number of tools. He has a couple wands in his hand as he looks to the both of you. So, what happened exactly? Tell me. As he's beginning to allow you to lead the way.
I mean, we just came into the room. He was looking at this book and was frozen still.
Do you have the book?
No, he has it still.
Okay. Are you staying at the inn?
Yes.
Alright. Let's go.
Okay. And he'll kind of speed up.
Right. So he follows both of you back to the Flaming Dagger Inn. Inside, there's no hostess at this time, but the host is behind the desk, and he looks up to the group of you as you enter the front, and raises an eyebrow as Cromwell also enters in, and noticing a number of busy bodies in this evening. Good afternoon. And you as well,
yeah.
Cromwell. I hope everything's up to standards and par for you. Looking to both Keth and again.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were saying that to Cromwell. Yeah, yes. We're good. Just hanging out with a friend.
I see.
Continue walking by.
Have a good evening, Francis. And Cromwell nods and follows you hastily.
Yeah. lead him to the room.
All right. Both enter the lobby, and you see both Kaz and Belkin at the bar having a drink.
Oh, and Kaz is not frozen, correct?
It's not.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Apparently the bartender's behind the counter.
Um,
Either of you want a drink?
we brought Cromwell to help you, Kaz.
Cromwell's like scratching his head. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Yes, I'm well, thank you.
Do you need me to look at a book?
No, I do appreciate you coming all this way. Turns out I was able to dispel it of my own accord.
Yep, he did, all by himself.
You couldn't have done that before we went and got him.
It took me a while to give it some thought and to think my way through it. I am intelligent and good with these things, I suppose, but it does take me a while. I do appreciate your concern, and Cromwell, thank you so much for your time. Can I pay you for your trouble at all?
No. That'll be all right. Go ahead and roll a deception check.
Sure.
Can I give him advantage if I corroborate his story?
Sure, what do you say?
Yeah, he took care of it all by himself. I went out of the room to get help, and by the time that I came back in, he figured how to uncurse himself.
Go ahead and roll deception as well.
I got a 13.
Is that with advantage?
Yeah, 12 without.
Yeah. I tried there because it's weird. Yeah.
Keth rolled a 20 on insight.
Okay. So you can tell that there's something up.
Deception.
The story.
12.
Story does
12.
not sound right, and especially the way they're acting. There's something off. Cromwell raises his eyebrow, and he just runs his hand through like the faux hawk auburn hair that he has. Scratches his beard for a moment. All right. Y'all just trying to play a joke on me. I get it. It's real funny, but I'm gonna get back to work.
Let me walk you back. I have something for you actually. And Keth will kind of walk out with him.
Okay. And he begins to leave. Heading back into the street. And looking over to you, Keth.
Here, he'll open up his bag and he's gonna pull out the bag of meat, of venison and stuff.
Still dripping
with blood. Now I know this is kind of gross, but I know it's not gonna last in my bag. So I thought maybe you could use it. You might have a place to store fresh meat.
He reaches out, takes it.
I mean, if you don't want it, you don't have to take it.
No. I'm sure I can do something with this. Is everything all right?
I mean, he was frozen still. I'm not sure. Not sure how he got undone.
Maybe your friends are playing a trick on you.
I mean, he was. I slapped him real hard and he didn't move, so I can't imagine that he was faking it, but maybe. But again, thank you. And he's gonna pull out 10 gold and put it in his hand.
Okay. He takes it in his other hand. All right. I'm gonna get back to work. Yeah.
I have one request. If you by chance think of them, just be thinking if you have. I'm looking for some books. And the host said you might have them. And if you don't, that's all right. But a couple subjects: Mylar, the Gray Orcs, the Lost Refuge, and whoever the god of nature is as well.
I mean, there's a number of gods and goddesses of natural things. You mean order of nature or specific
Just
aspects
any,
of nature?
any you might have. And if you can't get those, no, don't worry about it. I know you've got a bunch of stuff to work on.
I can
But,
see what I have in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have a lot to deal with.
Yes, yeah, you do with all that. So,
I'm going to be busy. Uh, so
um,
try not
the one,
to, I guess, let your friends get cursed again,
I
so
guess I'll try not to.
get things done. Yeah. You need anything else? Looks at the gold in his hand. Just let me know. I'm your
Hey,
man.
enjoy the venison, fresh.
It looks it.
This
Thanks.
is dripping blood.
he's carrying it down the road, just dripping blood, all the way back to Cromwell's Wondery. And he thanks you, and he goes back inside. Once again, you see a light come on the inside, and sounds of work continuing.
Okay, guess we'll go back to the end.
Okay.
Gonna walk in and be like, "What happened?"
I do apologize again. Thank you for rushing out on my accord so swiftly and bringing him back to check up on me. That was very kind. In truth, I did have some assistance, but it was a most unlikely kind.
From who?
Well, Belkin, of course.
Of course.
Belkin cast magic to free you.
No. Belkin, took care of ensuring I had what I needed.
If I do.
If it wasn't for Belkin, I don't know that I would have made it out of it.
You know I got you guys in bed.
Are you hiding talents from us, Belkin?
Of course.
Well, that's preposterous. You shouldn't hide talents from your friends, or what have we needed in battle?
Then I'll use it. I'll do that.
Yes, but what if we need to tell you to use it? Like, let's say I'm stuck and I can't talk in the middle of a fight, and you don't notice because there is a giant spider eating your foot.
Well, that sounds dreadful. Why the foot?
What then?
I think I'll cross that bridge when I have to, I guess.
Very well, secrets don't make friends, friends don't make secrets.
We are traveling as a group, you two. If I can't trust you, then how can we survive?
Absolutely right. Trust is paramount. Isn't that right, Belkin?
Of course.
I've told you all my secrets.
Yeah?
Yes. There's nothing about me you don't know.
Actually, yeah, probably true.
I can
Where were you
resurrect squirrels.
Belkin.
I do not know. Not exactly. Somewhere north by the spine of the world, but as a small child, we were, my mother and I, that is, brought to Baldur's Gate as refugees, and that is where I grew up.
Yes. And what was your mother's name?
Rosemary.
Lovely.
You were
Oh.
Rosemary's baby.
Ah,
Alokin, son of Rosemary. I shall remember
Yes.
that.
Please do.
Now I do
won't.
believe I do know quite a bit more about you.
Yes, there was not very pertinent information, but you know it nonetheless.
Well, it's important to get to know one another, is it not?
I suppose. I'm more worried about current you, as that is who I'm traveling with.
This
Um,
is true. And I do believe I've gotten a sense for each and every one of you.
Well, I thought I did until Belkin said he had secret
You've
abilities.
nothing to worry about. Belkin
do.
was just extremely helpful. No
Helpful,
hidden
yes.
or additional talents you do not already know of.
What? That's poppycock. He just used something I had no idea. He unfroze you. I can't even do that. Are you deeper in with Ilmater than I? Has he given you powers I do not possess?
Oh no. But
You
not
don't
only that,
know, Alokin.
not
While
only
Belkin's
that.
been a follower of the Ilmater for a long time.
Oh, I know.
You've never told me this.
Not only did I unfreeze Kaz, I also got you this lovely hat.
Here you
as
go,
well.
sir. The barkeep filling your goblet with wine once again, Kaz.
Thank you.
And your compatriots. Anything for them?
Yes, a round for all would be wonderful.
Great.
Something
Sit, join
stronger.
Strong.
Stronger than that.
Very good.
Something
do you-
weaker for me.
Strong.
Do you have any moss water?
I'm sure I'll get you something. And he looks to Belkin. Anything for you?
He's gonna be in a cup.
Maybe ale and a cheese platter.
A cheese platter.
Cheese platter.
Let me see what I can dig up. And he
And
gets each of you a drink. Keth, you actually have a glass that has just a dark liquid inside, and it's very potent and strong smelling of alcohol. He does get you a golden colored ale, a large tankard, much larger than you would expect, Belkin. And for you, Alokian, he does bring you a smoldering cup that's steaming. There's a bit of like a minty smell coming from within.
Does it smell alcoholic?
It doesn't smell alcoholic.
Okay.
I give Woking the hat I stole.
Okay.
As I try to put it on my head, I quickly realize it's far too small for my giant furbulk head.
I bought you the wrong size. I'm sorry, Woking.
Yes, I do have quite a large cranium. Perhaps Keth would like this. He seems
Keth?
like a hat guy.
I feel
Hat?
like my head is just as big as yours.
No,
Let's
no.
not
It's
get
true.
ahead
You
of ourselves.
do all have sizable skulls.
That sounds like a volunteer from Kaz.
Yep, I would agree.
Actually, Kaz wore the hat for a little bit, but he didn't like it. So
Yes, not entirely my taste. I'm not certain where you've procured this hat, Belkin, but
it fell off the back. It fell off the back of a cart. That's all.
How about this? We'll give it to the bartender as a tip.
There you go.
there you are. Or perhaps even leave it at the front for a lost and found.
I could take it
Perhaps
for you
someone
for
will pick
lost
it
and
up.
found.
Okay, here you go.
Wonderful.
Would you like to wear it instead, sir?
He takes it and looks at it. He sees the little tag dangling from it with the name. Very well.
Make sure if someone does come to claim this that it gets back to its rightful owner.
I'll go hang it up. And
Wonderful.
he walks
Thank
towards
you.
the front.
Rightful owner? What do you mean? Belkin, have you pilfered this hat?
No.
No, I found it.
Yes. He did not take it off of a person. That I am certain.
I just happened
Don't
to
like
find
the
it.
way you're mincing your words.
I just happened to find it in somebody else's room. That's all.
Oh, Belkin. You promised we wouldn't start trouble.
No trouble started.
Not yet, but keep those sticky little fingers to yourself while we're here.
And I give the hat back.
But you weren't
Kinda.
going to.
Well, yeah. If it was better on somebody else, they should have it.
Belkin,
What?
have our adventures taught you nothing?
No, not really.
I fully believe that. Anyways, I'm going to drink the rest of this moss water or whatever they gave me.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers.
Great companions. Greater friends. Thank you again, all of you.
You got it.
Kev's kind of just nodded his head and kind of almost half-heartedly. So what's the plan now?
That is a good question.
That is a good question. Well, we do very much need to find the culprits responsible in this cult. Root out these cultists and ensure their demise.
Well, that merchant was gonna meet, well, we assume, them in Battle Rise.
Yes.
Yes, I say that's
Right.
priority number one. These cultists that are so-called attacking here have not made themselves known.
Do any
Honestly,
of you still have the feeling that we're being hunted by this cult?
I certainly hope so.
Hmm.
I'd rather
Yeah.
them come to us and save the trip.
If that's
Yeah,
the plan, we're gonna have to move quick tomorrow.
Hmm.
Maybe find
Oh.
mounts.
Sure they have, well, we don't have any of the horses left, do we?
Oh,
No.
I mean, it might still be in the forest.
Well, for now, perhaps we can rent horses. Seems like a fairly large enough town.
Yeah, it's probably a stable in town.
Very well, we'll rest up tonight, and first thing in the morning we'll look for horses.
Yes, perhaps, first thing in the later morning. It's been a bit of a long day.
Indeed. And tomorrow morning we gotta stop by the shop and get our stuff that we ordered.
Right, yes.
I don't
How
know.
about
I feel like
Hmm.
we need to hurry.
Well, you don't even want to rest the night.
Well, no, I think we ought to rest, of course, but I don't think we'll rent horses tonight, anyways.
No.
I just think
Yeah.
if we don't, we may miss our opportunity.
I understand. I kind of feel that way too.
Well, you have to
Very well.
understand he was going at a cart's pace, and if we rent horses, we'll be going at a horse pace, but faster.
It's true.
You can make them run, you know.
You could, yeah.
All right.
All right then. For tonight, we shall have our drinks, enjoy some wondrous food. And in the morning, we adventure yet again. I do hope I get to find out at some point soon what is in this bloody book.
Apparently a curse.
My goodness. I mean, I've been enthralled by books before. Note, but Nothing like this. To be so awestruck that I'm frozen solid. Perhaps one of you would like the read, yes?
I mean, I
no,
looked
sir.
at it. I looked at it while you were frozen.
Oh?
Yes.
Were
Yeah,
you able to learn anything?
It just looked like a bunch of arcane mumbo jumbo.
mhm.
Ah, yes. Mumbo jumbo indeed. There is a lot to learn from the arcane. A lot to be
Speaking
woeful of.
speaking of bus, Kaz, keep your eye out for disappearing, reappearing ink. I decided to author a book myself.
Interesting. Very well.
Belkin books of cons, schemes, and deceptions.
Interesting. I do believe I've read similar books in the past, and they've done quite well.
But mine will be the best.
I've no doubt. I will do my best to keep an eye out for such ink.
Because that is con number one. Or deception number one, I should say.
Yes. They are, in fact, able to read the book even.
Well, gents, I'm tired.
Yes.
Myself as well. All of you have a wonderful night.
You too.
Oh,
Enjoy the fancy room in the place.
Keth will down the rest of his drink and head to the
It's
community room.
heavily smoky hickory flavor. Very strong whiskey, but it's definitely tasty as well.
like a good Lagavulin, you know?
But does everyone retire for the evening, or is there anything anyone else would like to do?
You guys first.
I'm good.
Is Loki, and are you going back to the
Oh,
community
yes.
room too?
Yep.
Probably as you're walking back, Keth would kind of walk with you. They were lying to us about something.
Well, of course, they're both schemers.
I just thought you ought to know.
Didn't even have to peer into that. I already knew.
Why do you think that is?
But probably for fun more than anything. To fuck with us, more or less. I know you're relatively new to the group. This will happen often. Best not to pay any mind.
All right.
They have their fun. We know what's really going on. Not the details, of course, but it makes them feel good, and in turn, that makes me feel good. It's kind of like when the little brother gets himself in trouble, so that the big brother has to come and help, and the big brother feels good about that, and the little brother feels good because he had the big brother help and make him feel good, and everybody feels good. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Okay, great. Should we go make some new friends in our communal bedroom?
I mean, what time is it right now?
Yeah, this time it's probably around. Roll me a survival check or nature,
I will check. Or nature.
as you were just outside not too long ago.
20.
All right. If you had to guess, it's probably anywhere from 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Probably most of them are asleep at this time of night.
Well, you'd be surprised if we walk in loudly how many of them will wake up.
I don't think you're going to make any friends that way.
Well, I won't make any friends if I don't.
All right. Just let me walk in first. Give a couple minutes before you walk in.
Why, are you going to try and fall asleep?
No, never mind. He's gonna just go into the community room.
As you step
And I
in, you
will
do
follow
hear
right
this.
behind him.
You do hear the sounds of snoring coming from one of the top bunks toward the middle area. There's no lights in here, but both of you have dark vision, so you can see fairly well. You can also see Gila as at the end on the other end of the bunkhouse, sleeping, the child next to her, closest to the wall. But you don't see anyone else. There's only one other individual beyond Gila and the child. That's currently snoring away under some covers on the top bunk, somewhat toward the middle.
Okay. Keth will go in and find probably just a wall, and he'll kind of sit cross-legged in front of the wall, kind of set his glaive in his lap, and he's gonna just.
Okay. A wall facing the door or away from the door?
He'll face the door.
Okay.
Is there
So-
only one door?
There's two. There's
Okay.
one on either end entryway, and it's not really a door. It's just kind of a cloth. That's just to block out the light.
Well, he'll keep an eye on one of them at least.
Assuming closest to you and Lokian.
Yeah.
Lokian, do you sleep on top or bottom bunk?
Always bottom.
Okay.
I am legitimately scared of breaking the top bunk.
All right. Anything else in particular for you two?
So, there was Gila and the child. Child's still asleep. Is Gila still asleep?
Yes, she is underneath the covers in her bunk on the other
You
end.
said there was one other person. Are they asleep?
Yes, there's snoring coming from this other person.
Oh, right. You said
A
that.
deep, sort of rumbling snoring.
Okay. Before we, I see it. Thank you. Before before we drift off to sleep, Keth, did you want to talk about anything?
No.
Nothing at all. Nothing on your mind.
No, nothing.
Well, then I'll just bring it up because you obviously won't talk about it. Why are you dead?
Why am I what?
Why are you dead? I've given you every opportunity to confess this until now. You know I'm a man of faith. I have the capabilities of determining these things, and you, sir, are dead. I would like to know why.
I didn't. I had my assumptions, but I wasn't sure that was actually what was the case. A few years ago, I woke up buried in a grave. I don't remember anything before that. I don't know how I got there. I just woke up there. I dug my way out and I lived a few years, and since we've come together, I've discovered a few things. Apparently, I had a family before. They were killed along with myself. But this god, Mylar, brought me back to get my revenge. And once I do, I'm going back where I belong.
To the afterlife, that is.
I don't know. I don't really know all the details myself.
Well, That'll be something for us to discover now, won't it?
Yeah.
And I will be there along the way by your side, friend. We'll discover this and figure it out together.
I appreciate that, Loken.
I wish you came to me sooner with this information. You need not be scared. Do you think I would turn you away just because of this?
No, I'd mentioned the Lost Refuge, and that's where I must go.
Did you think the others would turn you away just because of this?
No, I don't know that I've come to accept it myself. I don't remember what kind of person I was before.
Doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, it doesn't because I know the person I am now. And living a life of revenge it doesn't sound like the person I am now. But I have a time limit.
Can I let you in on a secret?
Yes.
I too am on a quest of vengeance.
For what?
Retribution.
For your friend.
For my friend. My whole life I have served Ilmater. In servitude of to end suffering, correct? Inside I feel like that means to help those in need, help the ones that are suffering. But there's this terrible rage inside me, Keth. Rage I don't think I can keep contained anymore. My friend, Corvin, he died in my hands. It was my job to protect him, Keth. You understand this? It was my job to make sure that he would be fine. And he died in my hands. Right there. I was holding him. We were so close to being fine. And he slipped away. What am I, if not a protector of my friends first? How am I supposed to protect everyone? How am I supposed to end suffering for everyone if I can't even help my friends?
Well, maybe think about it this way. Maybe your friend Corvin felt that it was his job to protect you.
Oh,
And
I'm sure he did.
he did that job.
Well, I decided then and there. I decided then and there that instead of helping the little, helping the suffering, why not go straight for the source and snuff out those that cause it? And that includes whoever was behind these cultists that took my friend Corvin. It's a 2-for-1 deal, really. And thus far, I see no problem with it. Ilmater hasn't struck me down. He hasn't told me, hey, this isn't what you're supposed to be doing. This isn't your path. If anything, I feel like I've grown stronger. I feel like he's encouraging me. This is my path. This is my purpose. If you asked me just a short while ago if I thought that was the kind of man I was, I would tell you you're wrong. You're mistaken. Doesn't matter who you were in the past, Keth. It only matters who you are now. And if you feel like this vengeance is why you were brought back to fulfill this purpose, to perhaps get vengeance for your struck down family, whoever they were, Then that's the man you are today, and that's all that matters. And I will be there alongside you the whole way. We will fulfill each other's destinies. Together. All of us.
Thank you, Lokian.
You're welcome. Dead or not dead, you're still my friend.
Thanks. And I will, I'll be there for you.
I sure hope so. And from now on, be more honest. I already have these two scumbags lying to me every time that we do anything. I should be able to at least trust one person, yes?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
There's only Tweedledee and Tweedledum. There is no third.
All right.
Also, check your pockets every once in a while.
He kind of checks his pockets. All right.
Very well. Let's get some sleep. We have a long day ahead of us. We have to wake up bright and early to find horses.
Okay. Well, I don't actually have to sleep, but that's fine.
Oh, right. You're dead.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you should... Well, no. We'll wait for the morning.
I do have to sit here and chill for a while, but...
Do you need a book?
Do you have one?
No.
Okay, then
Perhaps in the lobby. I was just making a suggestion.
I'll just sit for a while.
Kaz has a nice book you could read.
True. I looked at it. I didn't get anything in it.
Okay. Well, I do need to sleep. I am alive. I will see you in the morning.
All right. As a Lokian kind of turns over, Keth would he would have a sigh of relief, one for knowing that a Lokian knows, but also he was very frightened that a Lokian knew that something else had happened that night that he did. And he's gonna kind of sit there and ponder at that and think about that, kind of, because as the night's been going, it's been go go go. So he's finally sat down and he's processing what he did in the forest.
Okay.
Kind of sitting there in horror a little bit and shame.
All right. Elkin, you do
Yeah.
anything in particular when you decide to go off to bed?
No, but I do need to attune to my cloak during the long rest.
Okay. So you go to bed and cuddle up in your cloak, your bed,
So soft.
and drift off to sleep.
Yeah, that's how you attune.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Just cuddle with it and you're attuned to it. It's
Nice.
got a new sword. And cuddle with it.
Code. Yeah, you got a code. Yeah, that's nice.
Kas, you do
All right.
anything in particular when you leave the bar to go to do whatever you decide to do?
Yeah. I'm gonna head back to my room. Take a peek in. Any changes? Anything weird? Different?
No, the chairs shifted about just the way you left it. The bed untouched. No difference.
Are there any extra pillows or anything?
I mean, there are quite a few pillows on the bed, but nothing different than normal.
What I'll do then is I'll just take a couple of the pillows, tuck them underneath the blankets to
Okay.
make it look like there's someone sleeping in there.
Right.
And I'm going to sneak out of this room and head to the other room that I purchased for the night.
Go ahead and make a stealth check as you quietly leave your room. Do you lock the door behind you as you leave?
No.
Leave it unlocked.
19.
And quietly, you walk down the hall to the next door, which is probably about 20 or so feet down the hall on the left. It is currently locked.
This is the room like right on the other side of my room, right? All right, I'll open up that door.
Inside, it's has similar accommodations to yours. The bed is slightly smaller. There's not as many pillows, and it looks like probably the comforter is not as silky smooth as the one that you just.
That's all right. First things first, I want to head to the wall and see if there's something that opens to peer into the other room.
Do you lock the door behind you?
I do.
So you close and lock the door behind you. Go to the wall where you believe connects to your room, correct?
Yep.
In here, there are other paintings that are similar to your space, only these are more like landscapes, things of trees and mountains and even the sea, perhaps even the Dragonmire, though you're not quite sure. But you go to where the wall that is connected to your room. What are you looking for in particular?
I want to try and look for any latch, lever, keyhole, uh, opening, doorway that either opens or slides, or if it looks like there's been any patchwork done to the wall to close anything up.
Go ahead and make an investigation check as you're searching that wall.
Natural fucking 1 for a total of 9.
The wall looks pristine and clean, as if it was, the day it was built. There's no issues, no strange trap doors. Even remove some of the paintings, and you don't find any holes in the walls or anything like that.
Okay. I will grab a chair, sit down at one of the table in the room, and I'll break open that book.
The
See
book
what's
you
in there.
found?
Yeah, the spell book.
Okay. As you do, it takes some time for you to go through each of the pages and understand what is there, as it's all written in, obviously, the arcane language, which much of it is very similar to the draconic language, but it is also has its differences, to understand the formulas and
For
the
sure, yeah.
magic that's there. Special delivery. Oh, this one's called Moonlight Magic. Thank you.
Awesome.
Nice.
That'll definitely do. That's delicious. At first, you see a few things that look like things you've seen before, or at least heard in your studies in the way arcane magics work. But there are a few things that you also find within that, and this, as I said, this is going to take you some time, maybe the next couple hours, to sift through.
Sure, yeah.
There's
Happy to
some
spend that time.
cantrip spells in there. Then you go deeper, flipping the pages. Find more higher level magics. First level. Then it goes even deeper. Second, third, and finally, some of the more powerful magic spells that are in here even reach to the fourth circle of magic. And there are things that you may even know already, like cantrips like Dancing Lights, Toll the
Sure,
Dead,
yeah.
Friends, Magic Hand, Mending, Chill Touch. But then you see some other things that are mixed in that you've not seen before. One particular spell, Detect Dead. Another, False Life, you've seen before, but there's another spell, the first circle of magic, Use Negative Energy, and Death Watch. Then some of the more stronger things, like Fool's Touch. There's Animate Dead. And there seems to be a big theme of necromancy within this tome is also bestow curse, summon undead, and then one of the more powerful magics that you've not seen before is Wall of Bone. The ability to just wall off a place with bone that you just create from the very earth, summon forth. So there's magic in there that Kaz has seen before, but then there's things he hasn't. Perhaps whoever this person was either created his own magic or found these scrolls somewhere else and inscribed them within his own tome. And then there's other notes within. Does Kaz speak Draconic at all?
No. Common, Elvish, thieves can. That's it.
Well, because of the understanding of magic, he does see a few words that are on some of these pages, somewhat hidden. Go ahead and roll me another investigation check as you're going through the book.
Actually, I think I do know. Yeah, I'll ritual cast comprehend languages then.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check as you're reading through the words of magic. It's there.
15.
Okay. Kaz also picks up a few things that are on some of these pages, especially the necromancy that he's not seen before. And there's a pattern in many of these pages. There's a theme of the word Thay
Okay.
in multiple locations. And go ahead and roll me a history check.
Eight.
Kaz doesn't put the pattern together, but he does see the word Thay, and he knows there's a region in the world of Toril called Thay, where there's a lot of controversy with the mages and the sorcerers and the wizards that live there, because it's a mageocracy which is run by mages and controlled by mages. And there's a
Right.
few regions within Faerûn that are the same, much like the ancient civilization of the Netherese Empire was a mageocracy as well. Part of the reason why most of that places had fallen was because of magic. After Mistra had died, their magic died. Their entire empires fell from the sky because most of them were floating empires. But Kaz doesn't figure out anything deeper than that. But there seemed to be this common thing within these pages that there's possibly something hidden, maybe even beyond Kaz's own knowledge, comprehension. But there's also those spells that Kaz can now learn
Mm.
and practice with.
Cool.
If you need any of those handouts, I have them as well. I can send you them.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, that's probably, now that I'm aware of like what's in the book, that'll probably be it for me tonight. I do want to post up next to that wall and just sort of listen to my other room as best I can.
Okay. Is Kaz
See
going
if
to
I
sleep?
notice. I will meditate for my 4 hours. And I will have I will actually have left Tomoe behind in my old room.
The room?
Yep, just hanging out,
No problem.
like on the bedpost or whatever. And I'll If I happen to notice anything, or if she happens to let me know anything, then I'll look through her eyes.
All right. So after going through the book, take your trance and begin your 4 hours of rest. But having Tomoe be a sentry in the other room and still be aware of your surroundings at the same time. Your 4 hours passes uneventfully. Finally, pull out of your trance and your focus on your magic for the next day. If there's anything that you wanted to change, you could. But Tomoe doesn't send an alarm.
Okay.
And not very long after your trance ends, probably another hour or so, there's a knock at your room. Not the one you're in, but the first room.
Right. Okay. I will have Tomoe just squawk.
From inside.
Yeah.
Yep. She does. Then you hear a voice, somewhat muffled from where you currently are. Good morning, sir. I have your breakfast you ordered.
Just have Tomoe squawk again.
And by this time, the room that you're currently in does have a window, and outside it is still dark. It's not quite, the sun hasn't rose yet, and if you peer outside, tell the sky's starting to turn slightly purple.
Does this time seem weird for breakfast to be delivered, or is it normal?
You don't remember ordering breakfast, and nor do you have an idea of how this place even works, so this would be an odd time to deliver breakfast. It's quite early.
I'll just have Tomoe squawk then and just wait and look through her eyes.
Okay. You look through her eyes and you can see the front door and... Sir, I have your breakfast. Do you wish for me to just leave it here?
I'll have Tomoe squawk again.
You can hear the sound of the doorknob jingle. But you've unlocked it. You left it unlocked, so it slowly creeps open. And on the other side of the door, peering through, is a younger human male. He has just normal common clothes, a dark brown long sleeve that's kind of rolled up top his elbow, some dark brown pants and a belt. His shirt is tucked in. He does have an apron that's also just kind of slung over his shoulder. And he is carrying what looks like a wooden bowl that's covered with another small plate. And he peers inside. His face is pockmarked with a number of scars, as well as a few bumps and red marks here and there. Looks a bit younger. Probably, if you had to guess, maybe 21, 22.
Okay.
And he kind of looks inside. He notices the owl.
I'll just have Tomoe bow.
Oh. And shall I come?
Bows again. And just a wing open to like gesture inward.
He looks behind him, either side, and then enters, closing the door behind him. He moves over to the desk and lays the bowl on the desk there, nearby. Looks around the room. I am here.
And with that, I will misty step into the room.
Okay. Or would you like to sort of land within the room? He's about in the center, about at the foot of the bed, just kind of standing there looking at the owl.
He's facing inward of the room. Then I will appear like 5-6 feet behind him by the door.
Okay. And as soon as you appear, a blade and a hand crossbow both are pulled out, and he points the crossbow toward you and the blade towards the owl. It does not let anything fly as you just apparate next to him in the misty smoke of your Fey ancestry. Tricks,
Wonderful
then.
of you to come. Apologies. Could not be too careful. I did not know if the innkeeper could be trusted. Please, have a seat.
All right. Puts the
I trust
crossbow
you
and the
know
blade
who I
away.
am.
He sits on the foot of the bed.
I trust you know who I am.
I have an idea.
And it is well, sir, to meet your acquaintance. I have some news to be passed up with. I have the understanding that you are the one whom I'm supposed to give this information to.
Yes, I'm the one here in Monk's Blade.
Wonderful. And I will have scribbled down on a sheet of parchment what Livshana told me.
Okay.
Placed it inside of an envelope. And then hold up the envelope. Now then. This is everything that I was able to garner. My payment?
He holds out his hand,
I'll hand it over.
takes it, kind of rubbing the paper between his fingers. Well, assuming this brings money and power.
Oh, will it ever?
Are you staying in Monk's Blade for a while?
I will be setting out today. I have other business to attend to.
It's unfortunate.
Some collections.
Well, if you do return, I have a task here that needs to be done.
What of this task?
And he reaches into a pouch and just lays a single coin on the bed next to you and kind of slides it over. You can see on the coin itself, which is fairly large in diameter and gold color, that has a black background and a winged serpent that looks like it's about to devour. It's like a moon or something.
Do I recognize it?
It is the faction symbol.
Mm-hmm. And I'll take out my symbol of the faction. Hold it between my fingers. Whatever is necessary, if I am able to complete it, it shall be done.
You have a stash of supplies that is trying to move. Unfortunately, I had to put it within the damned temple ruins of here. Not here. It's not too far. Thought the ghost was gone, and I thought they destroyed it a long time ago. Apparently there's more than just that down there. Something else took residence of the ruins east of here.
Interesting.
But, fortunately, if you were too busy for that, is there anything I can help you with?
Could speak to my compatriots. See if we can't make a simple stop along the way.
You do notice the token that he did slide to you is a favor token for the faction
Perfect.
that you can cash in at any time.
Super.
You know the value of that is probably around 1,000 gold.
Perfect. Now then, left goods there. Be happy to retrieve them for you if I could. Might I ask you a question about this here inn? Of course, I'd be happy to pay you for said information.
Ask, and if I can answer, I will.
Do you know of this flaming dagger?
Yes.
The actual dagger in itself. Is it mere arcane trickery? Or is there more to it than that?
It's a blade that was created a long time ago. This place. You know what Monk's Blade is, or what it was at one time.
Afraid I do not.
Hundreds, thousands of years ago, they created this place in respect to Tyke, an old god. A god that, or goddess, that was revered for both luck and unluck. It's rumored that she died, and in her place, or rising up from her power, are two other gods. Sort of split, took her power. I don't know the exact thing about the other gods, so it's I'd rather not deal with gods if I had my choice. Tend to muck up things. But
Yes.
Tyke had temples here, multiple temples, because of where this place is and the creatures that come from the vast swamps. It was raided multiple times, and it's rumored that it's just cursed to continue to be raided throughout years. But so far, it's been a few hundred years, I believe, since the last major raid. There have been, time to time, orc raids or goblins, lizardmen, pollywogs even from time to time that try to grab passing travelers or stray too far from Monk's Blade or go too close to the temple. The old temple ruins was one of the biggest draws to this place. The Laughing Lady was there. People would explore the ruin to experience the Laughing Lady until one day, a few hundred years ago, apparently the Laughing Lady, for whatever reason, started attacking people of this town. Monk's Blade itself. The ghost wandered beyond the temple ruins and attacking people here. Said that one of their own knights, or purple dragon knights, some higher up, I don't remember his name, but disappeared here.
Yes. That they did.
They named the well after him.
The purple dragon knight that we found the remains of. Do I suspect this is the same person?
You're not quite sure, because the purple dragon knight that you found was actually not like a completely skeletal corpse. He still had flesh on his bones, so it couldn't have been hundreds of years ago.
Okay. All right. See. And this dagger is a remnant of this time.
It was a creation of the Netherese Empire. They have trouble, though, from time to time. For whatever reason, the magic flares up. At one time, everyone almost burned the whole place down.
So it is quite powerful.
Apparently.
I wonder.
But they have to take care. Because whoever handles it, they don't have any protections against fire. It also harm them.
Hmm.
You don't
If I were
plan to take this, do you?
If I were to desire a procurement of a replica, merely a replica, something to remember this place by.
I can tell you in my stores, I don't have anything that's similar. But you ever come back, something like it, sure we can figure it out.
Perhaps if I spend the time, I'd be able to create a replica. Yes, that
But-
might suffice.
With this interim.
For this in turn. Then I shan't keep you further. I shall send word if I am able to complete your task.
I'll make sure Zinterim know your exploits so far.
Wonderful. Thank you. All for knowledge. All for Zeterin.
For power, riches, glory. Well, sir, I hope you enjoy your breakfast.
Oh, yes, thank you very much for taking the time. You do have a wonderful day, and I'll toss him a platinum.
Catches it. Thank you, sir. If you ever want to have lunch, just let me know. I'll be at the old oyster. I bust tables over there.
Superb.
He nods and it's a leave.
All right. I will hang out until someone comes to fetch me, I suppose.
All right. So, Keth. Sun is rising in the east outside as the night sky slowly turns from black, blue, purple, orange. There's a number of clouds as well, lingering, gray, and sort of filling the space, blocking a lot of the sunlight, but you can see it break through time to time. But there's still a couple hours left for your companions to rest. Anything particularly Kaz would like to do? Otherwise, well,
Kath kind of stretches. That's weird. My 4 a.m. breakfast never arrived. Someone else must have got it. He'll stand up, and he'll just go for a walk.
Okay.
Just kind of walk around town, enjoy the morning. That's it, though.
There's people waking, rising early, moving about the streets. There's a bit of moisture in the air and the warmth of the sun not quite breaking through the coolness of the morning yet. There is a bit of wind kind of moving through as the clouds are moving across the sky. But the day has begun for many people here. The markets in the center of the place begin to open as there's food on display, a number of vegetables, and even fish, and all sorts of things that there's life here. Compared to where you've been in the vast swamp in the domain of the Coven of the Vast, there's life here. And there's a bit of peace this morning as you're walking through. But people give you birth as you are an intimidating person moving among the streets. Your morning is uneventful, but eventful at the same time. But finally, both Belkin and Lokian rise from your slumbers. You are now attuned to your cloak as you feel its protective properties just sort of hovering there throughout your body.
Yeah, I snuggled it enough.
If not anything else, you're able to wake, and Lokian notice that Keth isn't there. When you fell asleep, he was not too far, sitting up against the wall as you drifted off in mid-conversation with him, probably. But he's not there, and nor do you hear the sound of snoring coming from the middle of the room. But you do notice that Gila and the child is still asleep at the other end of the bunk.
Okay, I walk over to Gila.
Okay.
And I just kind of
As
nudge her.
As you are walking over, before you even get there, her eyes open and she looks toward you. Well, good morning, Lokian.
Ooh, good morning. I was just coming to wake you.
Why?
Well, it's the beginning of the day. It's when you're supposed to get up.
Is you right? You need to find some more permanent accommodations here. Is Belkin up?
I haven't a clue. I just woke up myself.
No one came to dinner.
Yes, I was going to ask you about that when we got back last night, but you were fast asleep and I didn't want to wake you. Well, I did want to wake you, but I've been informed that's rude, so I didn't wake you.
You.
You're welcome. I assumed you needed some rest. I could only imagine you didn't get much sleep before this, being that you had the child and all, but if you ever want to sleep soundly again, and I'm nearby, only ask, and I will make the child sleep for several more hours.
I think that's fine. We do need to find some milk.
Milk. What kind?
Cow's milk. Or
If
goat.
that's not available, goat. Have you ever tried pig milk?
No, I've not.
Good, it's disgusting. Don't.
Take your advice on that. As she sits up in the bunk, her feet dangling off the side, touching the floor. Guess you are right. It's time to start our day.
Yes, the early bird catches the milk.
Well, would you mind watching her for a moment?
I can. Are you coming back here, or are you going to fetch breakfast and have it here? Would you like to come down and have breakfast with us? I'm sure we can find Belkin together. We have an early morning. We must find horses.
Horses?
Yes. Well, perhaps they have horse milk.
That sounds strange.
Well, if you came from another part of the world, perhaps cow's milk would sound strange, yes?
Absolutely.
So, we'll find horses, perhaps horse milk. I'll bring the child with me. Let's go. I'll carry her.
Don't go too far. I need to run to the restroom real quick and freshen up, and I'll be just a few more.
Sure, meet us in the lobby.
Right, you're going to be there, right?
I will be there with child in tow.
Okay. She picks up the child and looks at her and hands her off to you. She hops off.
Alokian has some experience with children growing up around them in the not orphanage but the church.
She hops down off the bed and rushes off toward where the lavatory is. Belkin, what are you doing?
Um, I'll go knock on Kyle's door. See what he's up to.
Kaz, are you in your room or the other room?
My room.
You get another knock at your door. This is a few hours later after your meeting.
Good morning. Yes.
You up?
Yes. Come on in.
You were decent?
Indeed.
Okay.
You are as well, I hope.
I don't want to spoil the surprise. And open the door. And yes, I'm all dressed up.
Morning, Belkin.
Mhm.
I trust you slept well.
I did.
Wonderful. Now then, I have kept your secret.
Mm-hmm.
Trust you will keep mine.
Mm-hmm.
Superb. Cousin of yours. This family member. How well do you know her?
Fairly well. Not as well as others that I'm closer to, but I know her.
All right. She can be trusted.
Yeah, more than others. She never really participated in the carnival and the games and whatnot.
All right. This child she carries. They're both going to be all right.
Speaking of which, since she did something for you, why don't you pay for her food today?
Of course. Be happy to pay for her lodgings, whatever it is she requires.
Well, I'm gonna go down to the front desk and tell them that she's authorized to stay in my room for the time being. So.
Superb. And ensure that anything on her tab is placed on mine.
Oh, okay.
She is family.
Yes.
Because you are family. I will ensure she is taken care of.
Me too.
Now then, I think breakfast is in need in short order.
Mm. Are you coming down to the shop with me and Kath? Do you have any
I'd be happy
orders?
to.
Okay. Because I know he ordered something. I ordered something.
I have a question for you.
I might have the answer.
Are you familiar with any shrines, old ruins nearby?
No, not really. Trying to.
Through some readings, I've heard telltale of treasure to be found.
Ooh. All right.
Perhaps it might be along the way. And if we are indeed to procure horses,
Mm-hmm.
I suspect we will make well time.
Mm.
Perhaps we could have ourselves a pop in.
Yeah. Because here's my little secret. I put a down payment for a new crossbow, but I don't have the money for the other half of the payment. So
I thought as much.
yeah.
This will no doubt ensure that. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So then, if it's all the same, if it could be your idea, and I will back your play.
Well, of course. Absolutely.
Wonderful. Very much looking forward to dungeon delving with you again, my friend.
Absolutely.
To riches and glory.
Yeah. Especially that first part.
Now, I suspect, given last night's occurrence, they may be wary. The others do very much want to be trusted. I will do anything to do that.
It makes things easier. You know what I'm saying?
It does. I would do anything to earn that trust. Save for any action that might bring harm to them.
Yes, that's usually how I play it. No harm, no foul. That's my motto.
I would like to do something for
Oh,
Alokian, for Kath,
okay.
for all of you.
Okay.
More on that this evening. I think it will take some time to prepare.
That's fair.
All right. Let us fetch the large ones.
Yeah.
I'll head toward their shared accommodation room.
Okay.
Yeah. First, I'll make a stop at the front desk and tell the receptionist that he was allowed to stay in my room.
All right. The same gentleman you met yesterday and all night seems pretty tired. You can see he's starting to get some dark circles under his eyes. But as you approach, well, good morning, sir.
Morning. Are
I
you the only
I
are you
hope
the
your
only person that works
accommodations was
here?
wonderful.
Yeah. After I got the stepladder, it was fine.
Well, I made sure to. He kind of like glosses over your joke. He seems too tired to even acknowledge it. Well, I made sure that I was available at all times for you. Hostess will be here. Looks outside. Hopefully soon to relieve me of my position for at least a few hours.
Yeah. You look awfully tired there, buddy.
Is there something I can help you with? Get you?
Mm. A person by the name of Gila Rehams. Um, can you make it so she's authorized to stay in my room if she wants?
Okay. How long do you expect to have the room for?
I only pay for one night, but I'm gonna pay for more. How much for a week? Hopefully that'll be enough.
1 week, give you a slight discount. So 3 gold.
Done. Done and done.
For everything that you've done, and we can facilitate you anytime.
Mm.
Are
She's a
you
hat.
are you enjoying Monk's Blade so far?
Yeah, it has its charm, I suppose.
Indeed, it does. But you said Gila, right? I'm assuming you
Yeah,
and her have no relation. You do have similar family names, but
yeah, that happens sometimes in the
it
halfling
it
society.
happens, of
So,
course. Yeah, I totally understand.
hmm
Yes, I will mark her down for 1 week and be in open leisure and take a couple notes. That room.
yeah,
Just
and
if
make
you don't
sure.
mind when you decide to leave, go ahead and give her the key.
Oh, sure.
Now, are you going to be staying any longer?
No, I'll be leaving today. Actually, can I leave the key with you instead?
Oh, sure.
And then,
I will be here when she wants to retrieve the key.
there you go. Perfect.
Wonderful.
Well, that'd be all day. Thank you for the.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yep. And get some food, buddy.
Yeah, I'll try.
And I'll go see what Cast and Logan are up to.
Have a
And
good day, Mr. Reedhand.
Oh, you too.
All right, and you return to the others.
Yeah.
Alokian is. What are you doing in the meantime, Alokian? I know Gila went to the restroom. You gonna stay in the room and wait, or are you gonna head out?
No, so Alokian takes the child to the lobby. I said I'll meet her in the lobby, and she said okay, so I assume it's okay. So I take the child to the lobby, which I assume is where the bar is, right?
Yeah, there's the bar there. There's a number of other tables and booths in that place. It looks like it's fairly comfortable place just to sit and hang out and just to make it seem like more homey and inviting.
Nope, we sit at the bar with the baby.
Okay, perfect.
And I place. Is the baby awake?
Baby is asleep, and there's no barkeep at this time.
Okay. So I lay the baby on the bar.
All right.
While she sleeps.
Okay.
And I just wait there.
All right. As you're waiting, you see Belkin rush past, probably not noticing you or not caring, and then a few minutes later, from the front, you hear a small bit of conversation, then he returns. Kaz, what are you doing? Are you staying in the room, or are you going to head out as well?
I would head toward the shared accommodation to see if they're there, and if not, then head toward the front desk.
Okay. As you're heading towards the shared accommodation, you see Alokian sitting at the bar.
Alokian, good morning. Is that
Good morning.
the child?
It is very observant.
Is there something you wish to tell me?
Nope.
Very well. Mazel tov, I suppose.
Don't know what that means, but you're welcome.
I presume it's not your child.
It is at the moment.
Did you steal someone's child?
No, of course not. Do I look like Belkin?
No, of course
No.
not. Much
This is-
larger.
Belkin's niece or cousin or
Oh, yes,
some
yes,
kind of
yes.
relative.
Right. Madame Reedhand's child. Wonderful.
Something of that nature. Adopted, of course, they look very different. This one you see has horns
Yes, indeed.
and has a skin of, was it blue?
Yeah.
Blue skin. Not much like a halfling. I've never seen a halfling like this before, but I'm assuming that she's not. Tiefling, if I recall.
Yes, tiefling indeed. Unfortunate, but
Halflings do not make tieflings.
that is true. Wonder where she came. She came to about to have this child. But
Oh, I suppose that's a question for her.
Belkin's at this point walking up.
Mm-hmm.
Hello,
Hey,
Ken.
well, yes, Logan.
Good news, I have your niece here.
Oh yeah.
The child's
I'll
just
hold
laying
up
on
the
the bar. You
I'll
pick
hold
her
up the child.
What are you doing with her?
Waiting.
I can see that.
yes, it seems he's procured a tiefling baby.
There's a bit of a stench coming from child.
The child has shit.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Could you
Well-
prestidigitation this away? Is that possible?
Yes. Yes, of course. And
Oh.
It's
I
much
will,
easier than changing.
prestidigitate a the
Do your diaper.
cleanliness and a clean diaper. But I can't do anything about like the necessary baby powder or what would I even. I doubt I'd even know that that's necessary. So
It's up to you if
probably
Kaz would know or not.
probably not. So it's clean, but it's not like the baby's not sitting in its own filth.
Yep.
But it's also not like as comfortable as it would normally be after like a first change.
Well, it's sleeping, so it's okay.
Yes.
All right.
Dear child.
Child should be clean and have a smell if nothing else is gone.
Perfect. That's all
Yes.
I was really worried about.
After the few words of magic from Kaz, the smell almost immediately dissipates.
That's how you change the diaper.
What
Heavy.
an amazing way to change diapers, man.
Yeah.
Now then, I believe breakfast is in order, and will the Madam Reedhand, will she be joining us?
Yes, I believe she also went to take a shit.
Oh, well, probably best I don't take care of that for her as well.
I think she can handle it.
I'm most certain I would hope. And I'll raise my hand to gesture some assistance from someone nearby.
There's currently no one within sight. The front
okay.
desk isn't quite in sight from where you are.
All right.
And there's no barkeep currently.
Okay. It doesn't appear to be a barkeep. Belkin,
Mm.
you're small. How handy are you with making a drink?
Oh, you want to drink this early?
I mean,
I mean,
a breakfast beer would not be entirely unannounced.
I'll hop behind the bar. Why not?
But if they do have any wine,
They do.
wonderful.
I
And
think they do.
I'll bring out the bottle, and I'll leave a gold piece on the bar.
Okay.
Yep.
So Belkin goes behind the bar and grabs a bottle. Just a random one or anything particular you're looking for?
The highest shelf that I could reach.
So bottom shelf.
Yeah.
Bottom shelf wine will suffice.
You
I
do
guess.
find on the lower rack a decent blue wine that's bottled back there that has not been opened yet.
Nice.
But you open it and begin to share among companions. Keth.
All right. As for proper breakfast, don't suppose the grapes themselves will suffice.
Mm.
Is there someplace nearby we could eat? I've heard tell of a nearby eatery, a tavern or some such.
Yeah, it could stop there. Oh,
Do
okay,
you know
and
how long Madam Reedhand will be?
no idea.
Let's go ahead and
Also,
shift over to Keth real quick.
yeah.
Yeah.
How do you say Keth?
Keth, still walking, wandering through the street, taking in the sight of Monk's Blade. You get distracted just watching. People watching for a few minutes. Anything in particular you want to do?
After kind of just taking a walk, Keth will head back to the market area. And he is going to walk around the market and look for some food that he thinks his friends would like.
Okay.
So mainly for Kaz and Aloki, and he's just looking for like grass, basically, some kind of plant.
Okay.
Vegetation.
For Belkin, he probably would be looking for some kind of dried meat.
Okay. In the center of the main thoroughfare that goes through Monk's Blade, there's a number of stalls that are opened up. people pulling wagons down the road. There is actually toward the center of Monk's Blade, there is a stable house. It has a number of horses and animals inside. That they are selling hay for animals that are passing by. So you can easily purchase some of that. That's there.
Okay.
There's a number of other stalls that have apples and pears and those types of fresh fruit. There's also vegetables, a lot of root vegetables, in particular like carrots and potatoes that are being sold. Few like heads of lettuce and like cabbage and that sort of thing, but not too many of the greens.
Yeah.
But he
Okay,
can
he will-
easily get that sort of thing.
He will buy some fruits and vegetables like that you could eat raw, or want to eat raw, and then he will buy some hay as a joke as well.
Okay.
On
Just like
top
a
of that
small
for
bit,
them.
small bundle of
Uh-huh,
it. Okay.
Just to make fun of them.
All right.
Yeah, and then find some kind of dried meats.
Easily purchased.
Buy that for himself and Belkin as well.
All right.
Yeah.
He spends probably about 2 silver getting all those things together for his companions.
Okay.
And as he is at the stables, feels a tug at shirt and belt area and looks over, and probably standing next to him is probably about 11, 12-year-old young girl. Bright emerald green eyes. She has on what looks like a dark brown dress that is tied with just some string at the waist. She looks fairly dirty. But next to her, she has a rope in her hands, and next to her is a white furred goat that has a dark gray stripes kind of along the shoulders that kind of go up to the sides of the face and towards the nose, and it does have small little stubby horns that curve back, and its belly is swollen, as it does look like it's probably pregnant or something like that. Excuse me, sir.
Yes, little one. You'll kind of lean down.
Is it okay if she has some too? And she's motioning towards the hay that you just purchased.
Of course. He'll kind of pull out some hay. He'll actually just buy some more.
Okay.
For it.
Spend another 5 copper to buy some more hay. Like some milk, sir.
Sure. I would appreciate that.
She takes her little wooden bucket that she has with her and puts it under the goat and begins to milk it. She's milking early. Expect to have triplets. It's exciting.
Oh, that's very exciting. Well, I would love some fresh milk.
She kneels down on the cobblestone and dirt that's there and begins to milk the goat for a few minutes. What is your...
She looks kind of dirty, right?
Yeah.
You said.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, go ahead then.
What is your name?
My name is Keth. What is yours?
Kelly.
Kelly. It's good to meet you, Kelly.
Good to meet
Do
you,
you have
Kelly.
Do you have a family?
Yes. Live just outside of Monk's Blade.
Well, seems like you're doing good work here, taking care of this goat.
Yeah. Reese is her name.
Reese.
I like to do morning walks with her. She likes to snack, and the goat's just snacking away at the hay that you bought, not caring that the girl's just currently milking her. She seems very docile and tamed, especially to the girl. It's a good girl, Reese. So where are you from?
I am a wanderer of sorts.
Wanderer.
Yes.
The bucket's probably about a quarter way filled as she's milking it. How far do you wander?
I've been Many places. Around the vast swamp, particularly.
It's a dangerous place. Though
Yes,
it's
it
not
is.
far from here.
No, not far.
You must be very strong to live there and wander through the vast.
Sometimes it just takes good friends.
Don't have many friends here.
Well, you have
Reese.
Reese here.
Yes, I do. She pets
Okay,
Reese
fine.
again. Continues milking.
That'll be enough milk for now. I don't need much more than that.
Are you sure? And it's still steaming from the bucket. Do you have something to put it in? A cup or something?
He
do
kind
you-
of looks through. I don't know if he has a potion bottle somewhere or something that he might have a leftover one.
Yeah, I'm sure you probably have a couple of them, actually, I think.
He'll probably pull those out and have her fill them up.
All right.
I
She spills a bit, but tries to fill as much as she can.
It's all right. I don't really have anywhere to store them, so a little bit is fine.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Oh, jeez. She's robbing me. I assume my money would be in the bag of holding.
I assume so.
Just checking.
What did you roll?
17. Sorry.
17? Well, it's not her robbing you that you notice. What you notice is there's somewhat of like a heavy fog. It's kind of creeping through streets. As if the clouds themselves are sort of settling down on Monk's Blade. And that's not really alarming to you. But what is the shadow that's cast through the clouds up ahead. Very similar shadow, the sound, wings flapping through the air as a silhouette of a large bat swiftly flies through the clouds over Monk's Blade.
Kelly, get
Yeah.
indoors now.
In where?
Go in the stables, anywhere. Get safe.
Oh.
And he's gonna stand. And
Do you want any more of this?
nope, that's fine. And he puts whatever she gave him in the bag and
All right.
runs. And he's gonna run towards the inn and keep an eye out for guards.
Okay. As he does rush toward the inn, something else he does notice. Through the fog that's there in multiple places, there's just a void. Completely like this dark, thick, black mist that even his dark vision can't pierce through in multiple spots down different alleys and streets as you're rushing back toward the Flaming Dagger Inn. And then you hear the sounds, screams, and yells coming from multiple places.
He'll keep running. He's gonna try to get his friends, and if he sees a guard, he's gonna yell at him to sound the alarms.
You already see passing you and going in different directions and shouts as people are beginning to be alerted that they're under attack. But as you rush past them, you make it to the front door of the Flaming Dagger Inn and rush inside.
I'll just like almost break down the door. Probably, I assume I'd probably
Crashing
break something.
in through the front door, you hear your friends laughing on the inside at the bar. Behind the counter, you see the young woman, the hostess, night before, looking up. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. So, Keth rushes through the front door of the Flaming Dagger Inn, and everyone can hear a loud bang as the door slams open, hitting the wall behind it. He rushes past the front desk and into the lobby, and you immediately see your companions there at the bar, all laughing. Lokian holding up a baby towards Belkin. Keth's face is full of sweat already as adrenaline's pumping through his body.
Would just ignore the hostess and just look at him and say, "The orcs, they're here.
Wait,
They're attacking.
I'm sorry, the what?
The orcs. Come on."
Right,
And he's-
right now?
Yeah, he's going back out. That's it. That's the conversation.
Take the bottle of wine, and I follow.
Okay.
I leave the baby on the counter and follow.
Oh my goodness.
Lokian puts the baby on the counter. Oh, there's booths and tables and chairs. You just
There's
leave her
also a host-
on the bar.
Give.
Nope.
All right.
No.
Sets the baby on the bar
Don't let a Lokian babysit your kids.
and
This is the
rushes
lesson we're
out
learning.
the front of the flaming dagger inn. Does Belkin also follow?
while hopping over the bar to follow, I'm gonna grab the baby and put her down
All right.
on a bunk. We're near the bunkhouse, right?
Yeah, it's just down the hall a little ways.
Okay, yeah. Then on the way I'll put her down on an empty bunk.
Okay. You rush back into the bunkhouse, put the child on one of the bottom bunks, and
Yeah.
then rush to follow your friends, which I think
Yes.
you can probably catch up to them easily enough.
Yeah.
But the group of you rush outside, and you see the same sight that Keth sees. The heavy fog that's kind of rolling in. Clouds dropping low in the sky. Still slightly cool in the air, as the night before was fairly warm, which is probably why this cool air has caused this fog to just kind of drift in to Monk's Blade. Those of you that have a passive perception above a 15, you can hear the shouts and yells of people saying, calling for help, even the sounds of combat in different parts of the city and maybe probably near the walls. But it's definitely inside the city. You can also see those strange, large orbs of misty black darkness that's enveloped multiple areas within Monk's Blade itself. Screams coming from all sorts of directions, though the fog blocking a lot of your vision to see anything at all. But most of the sounds are coming from, now at this point, Keth, the center of the town.
He'll kind of, as he gets out the door and kind of stops and listens, he'll turn and look, check if his friends are coming. Seeing that they are.
They all follow. Belkin just a few moments lagging behind.
I gotta catch up pretty quick.
This way, I hear noises. And he's going to charge toward the center of town.
Right. Do you all follow suit with Keth towards the center of town?
I follow her lead. Yeah.
I'll wait up for Belkin just slightly behind us, and I'll grab his hand, and I will bless him.
Okay.
Godspeed, friend.
Yeah.
And he gets the little initiative bonus.
Hey,
Awesome.
we'll get you.
Oh my gosh.
We'll get
You gain
you.
your ability.
I know you remember.
Just messing.
I thought he just didn't
Yay.
like us enough to use it.
Yeah, that was my thought too.
The fog breaks
Okay.
slightly as the group of you are rushing down the main thoroughfare towards the center of town, where the lost knights, the dancing knights, well is, as well as much of the market and different stables as well. Which is, you currently on the eastern side, on the western side of Monk's Blade, and you're heading east towards where the sun has risen, though most of it's blocked out due to the fog. But the fog finally gives way to a grisly sight ahead. You see tattered clothes covering hoods above grayish green skin humanoids that are dragging people through the streets. You see guards trying to fend off against multiple of these creatures, which your line of sight is kind of broken because of the fog itself. With the group of you rushing ahead, you can see the beginnings of battle, the beginnings of danger. I need everyone to go ahead and roll initiative. So for this battle, because I have so many aspects on the board, I'm going to roll one for the orcs, the normal orcs, one for, well, and then one each for two unique things, and then one for the guards and one for the commoners, just so you guys know.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have a map for this, or do you
Yep.
want us to just roll initiative?
Go ahead and roll, and I'm going to move you to the map in just a second.
Okay, I'll just wait so I can actually select my
Oh,
token.
yep.
Yeah, Sam.
I'll go ahead and do that now. You should now be on the map. Feel free to move yourself on any part of that western road there as you're moving forward through the town.
That kind of makes sense. Oh, I'll be behind Awoken since he's grabbed my hand. Advantage. Initiative. Oh, that didn't roll twice. Weird.
Go ahead and roll again if you need.
Hey,
Oh,
that's
wow.
okay.
Look at that.
It was worth the bonus.
Nice.
Yeah,
Alright.
weird that it doesn't, like, I toggle advantage, but it doesn't work for initiative, I guess.
That's strange.
Whatever.
Alright. Is everyone rolled and set to go?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, with the natural 20, Belkin, as you see what's unfolding in front of you, one of the guards is trying to push its way past one of these orcs, but the orc is getting in his way, keeping him from moving further. As just behind him, you see a number of common people being dragged off by these grayish green skin orcs.
Out of curiosity, would it be like a free action to see to make a perception check to see if they have anything on their person?
Sure. Go ahead and everyone can make a perception check as you're rushing forward and seeing what's going on here. It is quite hard to see certain aspects because of the fog that's enveloping the area.
I'll rely on my passive.
Okay.
Because I figured
natural 20 for 25.
Cause I figured that would help me decide if I want to steal anything.
All right.
So,
Let's see what we have.
Perception. I don't have advantage on that. Nope, 9. I'm trying to focus on this guy right here.
Yep.
See if he has anything.
All right. So that orc there actually has two small, jagged-looking short blades, and then a leather bandolier that's underneath the loose clothing, with a number of darts that's kind of stuck inside his clothes. And many of these individuals have just what looks like leather straps and armor that's underneath the clothing for protection.
Okay, so don't have a whole lot.
No, it doesn't look like they have a whole lot.
Gotcha. As a bonus action, I will steady my aim to reduce my speed to 0, and then fire a shot at him.
All right.
Let's see here. So I have advantage with my hand crossbow. For a 17,
17 does hit.
19 damage.
All right. And immediately behind the group of you, Belkin takes aim, the bolt, shooting between his companions towards that orc, and even over the shoulder of the guard that is there, striking the orc right through his left eye. The orc drops his blades, grabs the bolt, pulls it from his head, and then falls to the ground as blood is pouring from his wound.
And now at my turn.
All right.
And that was a commoner that was next to him, right?
That was a guard.
Guard, okay.
The female tokens are the commoners.
Gotcha. Okay.
I removed the orcs. Should have, by accident, put them back on there.
Oh no!
I was gonna say they could just not get turns. I mean,
Yeah, that's fine. I don't got a problem with that.
All right. Kaz, it is now your turn.
all right. I must move swiftly, and I will.
Alokian, you do hear the sounds of flapping wings coming from the southeastern part of this map. That's
Okay.
heading towards the center of town, or the town center here.
Okay.
First things first. Bonus action to blade song.
All right.
One of the Fey blades comes out. And I'm going to dart toward this fellow right here, and then strike. That is a 20 to hit.
A 20 hits. As you move forward, feinting with your Wakasashi, now your Fey Blade.
That is 7 slashing damage.
All right. The Fey Blade finds purchase on the flesh of that orc, dealing a good amount of damage to him. Anything else, Kaz?
That's going to be it for me.
All right. Alokian. You
Okay,
hear the sounds of screams also. Everyone does around this entire area. People yelling for help.
Is this person down here yelling for help?
Yes.
I assume because
All of the commoners are, yes, for sure.
Okay, so these tokens are commoner.
Yep.
And this guy is
That is one of the guards. Yep.
Okay.
He does look behind him towards the group of you. Thank you for coming. There's many of them. We need to act quickly. They're dragging people off.
We'll stop just standing there and get to work, and then I'll head off this way.
All right.
To engage this guy. I will bonus action cast spiritual weapon.
Okay.
Don't know this guy, and it will attack. So the spiritual. Sorry, I should probably put the token down. Spiritual weapon. It's gonna appear by this guy.
All right.
It attacks. It's a 21.
21 hits.
For 13 force.
And the large divine warhammer slams down on the back of the orc as he's trying to drag this person away. He quickly whips around and tries to backhand spiritual weapon, but seeing his arm just pass through it, curses in Orcish, and turns and glares at you.
Nice, cool, good for him. I'll just smirk, and the shield has like a determined smirking face as well.
Okay.
And then I will use Badrin's Gale to do Sacred Flame on this guy, and then attack.
All right.
after. DC 16. What is it again? Dexterity.
16. All right. He fails.
So 6 radiant damage.
And radiant light cascades down through the fog, enveloping him, begins to singe and burn his body.
And then a 10 with the sword.
10 damage? Or 10 to hit?
No. It's a 10 to hit.
Unfortunately, that misses. Now that you've gotten his attention, he pushes the woman down onto the ground and turns around, grabs your wrist, and just roars in your face, and pushing you back slightly. And he pulls his own blades.
Okay, that is my turn.
Right. The sound of wings continue to approach. And Alokian, you can see there, just in front of you, and breaking through some of the fog as well, flying probably about 60 or so feet up in the air, another one of these gray-skinned orcs with large fangs that are crimson red. A longbow in hand, he takes aim down towards you, Alokian. Letting go 2 arrows toward you. A 19, I believe, hits, right? But a 23?
Oh. 23 will hit.
A 23 hits, and a 19 does not. All right.
Does not. No.
Awesome. And with deadly precision, it seems his strikes going for vital locations on your body. You take 15 points of piercing damage.
Just so you know, it's reduced by 3 because of the heavy armor.
Yep.
My master.
And then he'll continue his movement. Back. And remember, he is still flying on the bat. He's about 60 feet up right now. So the bat kind of just flies in and makes a quick turn, and he lets go 2 arrows down towards you. Keth.
Okie dokie.
All right. Keth will growl. And he will go into a rage. And he's going to run forward. Get right here.
All right.
And he will reckless great weapon master this one up here.
Make your
first.
attack.
23.
23 definitely hits.
For 24, actually 26 slashing.
Keth charges forward and makes a wide swing. And at the stomach of this orc, his innards spill across the cobblestone and dirt ground, and he falls lifeless.
Okay. And then he will attack this one in front of him now. Great
All right.
weapon master. Reckless. Natural 20.
Oh, gosh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
27 damage.
Not a great roll by any means, but yeah, 27 damage.
As Keth continues his movement forward, he just shoves his shoulder into this orc, and the orc goes tumbling down on the ground. And with the momentum of his swing, he takes the back end of his glaive and just shoves it through the skull of that orc.
will kind of roar in anger. Get out of here! And then he's gonna keep running. And he'll kind of scoot around this civilian and get right there.
All right.
That'll end his turn.
All right. The giant bat has already acted for now. The commoners. They do listen. As soon as you say to get out of here, they'll start heading back the way you've come from. Both of these will try to move. She will try to get away from this one that is currently distracted. But as she does, it gets an attack of opportunity. And this one falls to the ground as the blade strikes her in her back. She begins to bleed on the ground. The one on the other side of that orc will also try to get away, Alokian. See if she does. Yes, he does take his attack of opportunity, and unfortunately she does not. And that commoner also falls to the ground, bleeding to death. These are currently grappled. Let's see if they break out. That one does not. No. Oh yeah. So she will try to break away. He gets an attack of opportunity. Oh, he actually misses. So she gets to move. And they all look like they're coming towards the direction that the help is coming from. That one doesn't get away. That one does get away. See if she gets cut down. You hear the sounds of screaming all over this area. She doesn't get away. One does not get away. And one more. Nope. All right. So a number of the commoners try to break free of their captives. Some of them do. Some of them getting cut down, and some of them, very few of them don't. And the guards will go. This guard turn the corner around where you are, Keth, and charge this orc. And he does enough damage to what looks like almost to drop the orc. But all of a sudden, a great rage fills the orc, and he still stands as a wild look crosses his face as he continues to live, even through the possibility of death. And then this guy, he misses. That guy hit. You hear the sounds of more combat deeper in the city. Right, and that is all of guard's turn. My orcs disappeared again. It's now the orcs' turn, but I'm gonna go ahead and put them on initiative again.
If you delete the token that you roll initiative
Yeah, I
with,
think that's what I'm accidentally doing.
yeah. So whichever one,
I'm just gonna put
one off screen, and then roll with that one, and then don't delete that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or just add it in.
Orcs' turns. The one that is currently facing you, Alokian, will make 2 attacks with his short swords. A 16 does not hit, but a natural 20 definitely does. And the blade finding vital spots within your body as he uses his blessing to strike you. That's not good. 17 points of damage from his serrated short sword.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that, sorry.
And he will move to try to take cover on that side of the house from any of your companions.
Okay.
And this orc that is currently enraged will attack the guard. with both his short swords. That hits. And you see the guard fall to the ground, and also begin to bleed to death, as a number of short sword strikes pierce through the guard's armor into his stomach and chest. Gasping for life, he falls to the ground. Alright, and this orc begin to drag this person. And this one. This person here. This one, seeing you, Keth, moves around to the other side of you, looking to his companions for help, fighting you. He will hold his action. Which, when he gets to that
They
point,
already have advantage.
yeah, but
so.
they don't. Yes, they do, but they're still using their tactics. But I don't think a 16. Does a 16 hit you?
Does not.
All right, so both strikes from the first orc that circled around miss. And then the second one. Does an 18 hit you?
Meets.
Meets?
Yep.
All right, so while you're distracted with the other one going around the backside of you, the one comes around the well, bringing both of his blades up toward your back. 11 points of slashing damage from the first strike, and 11 points of damage from the second strike.
Okay.
This orc will begin to drag this woman down this alleyway. This orc there. Attack that guard. Doesn't quite take out the guard, but you hear screams and yells for help. Back up. This orc. Try to. Okay. And then this one will come around the corner. He sees Kaz there, so he will charge. See, that lady's running. So yeah, he will charge you, Kaz. Both of his serrated blades coming out. Oh, goodness. Natural 1 and a 4. They both miss. Alright. This guy will try to grab this woman there. Or this commoner there. Unfortunately, she gets away. She's not grappled currently. This orc up here will attack the guard. Strikes hit. Doesn't quite take him out. This orc drag. Leading person. You hear the sounds of combat all over up ahead. Finally, another cry for help that's cut short. Alright, I think that is all of the orcs' turn. It is now Belkin's turn.
Alright. Let's see.
There's
How
utter,
are the-
utter chaos unfolding in the city. As heavy fog, globes of darkness just enveloping all over the place.
Our these two civilians with them.
They're rushing past you, or going to.
Okay.
And behind you, you don't
move.
see any orcs or threats immediately, as far as you can see, immediately behind you.
I will move here, press my back up against this wall.
Okay.
And take a shot at the one fighting Kaz.
All right.
And take a shot. There we go. 20
20 definitely hits.
for 20 damage.
20 damage. Another expert shot as you shoot him directly in the chest where his heart is. He reaches down and rips out the bolt, trying to fight to continue on, but unfortunately is unable to.
And as a bonus action, I'll hide from the one down here with
Alright.
a stealth action.
Go ahead.
18. Oh, wait, I get advantage now. I forgot. Good call. 26.
Nice. Kaz.
All right. I will, seeing the one in front of me, take 2 hits, move up, or take hits and drop. I will move up to this one.
You step over his
And-
lifeless corpse.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I will strike swiftly twice. The first and the second. That is a 17 and a 12.
A 17 does hit. Unfortunately, a 12 does not.
That's all right. That's a total of 9 slashing damage.
Alright.
And that will be it for my turn right now.
Your blade cuts through his heavy clothing and armor. You do see a bit of blood come from the strike across his chest that you've given him. That's it?
That'd be it for now, yep.
Alokian.
Yes. So I'm going to sidestep.
Okay.
I'm going to cantrip, spare the dying. I'll just put my hand out behind me and just reach for a leg or something and
Okay.
touch her.
Touch her.
Spare the dying.
Feel the power of Ilmater reach through your hand into her body. Feel the pulse still there. Feel it just almost as if it just echoes throughout your head. And you know that, at least for a moment, they're still alive.
Great. And then I will Bodrin's Gale. Work. 26
26 definitely hits.
for 10 slashing.
All right. Your blade cuts through and pierces through his stomach and up into his chest. And he roars as blood comes from the wound as well as his own mouth. The blood spittles across toward you as well. But through his rage, he still lives on.
Yep, that's how they do.
And then the spiritual weapon will attack the orc in front of him.
Right.
19
A 19 does hit.
for
Yes.
11 force.
All right, and it takes that orc finally down, crushing his skull with the force of the divine warhammer. Anything else, or is that it?
And the spiritual weapon will just move over.
Okay. Two more arrows come flying from the sky down toward you, Kath. They have advantage, right?
Yes.
Definitely hits. And does a 20 hit your AC?
Yes.
A 20 does. So both arrows come from the fog in the silhouette of this bat and its rider, striking down toward you. The first one, 26 points of damage, piercing.
Piercing.
Yep.
Okay.
And then 9 points of piercing damage. And will continue its movement to there, flying across the courtyard there and over the buildings. Still hovering probably about 60 or 70 feet in the air. It's flying through and in and out the area. It is now your turn, Kev.
All right. I'm gonna deal with these orcs beside me. I'll attack this one first.
Yep.
Reckless,
You
Grey
do
Weapon
see
Master.
you do see the orcs down here dragging away those individuals.
That is where I will be going next, if I can deal with these guys.
'Kay.
Reckless, Grey Weapon Master. 19.
And 19 does hit. Which one?
20.
Which one first?
This one first.
24.
24 slashing damage. Yeah.
All right, 24 slashing damage. That definitely takes out that orc. And
Gotcha.
one blur of ivy and moon-touched glaive.
And this other one beside me next. Grey
Alright.
Weapon Master Reckless. 19 again.
19 hits.
28 slashing damage.
Oh,
And his head just goes rolling across the courtyard there.
And I will run all 40 feet down to these guys.
All right, and you threaten both of them.
Because I killed something, I get a bonus action attack as well.
All right.
I'll start with this guy right here.
'Kay.
Okay, Great Weapon Master Reckless. Natural 20.
Oh, goodness.
my
Four.
God.
34 points of slashing damage.
That doesn't even need us.
No. You
We're
cleave
just
him
cheerleaders right now.
in half. Blood and gore all over you at this point, as well as the commoner there.
He'll just turn and growl at this last orc dragging away the civilian.
All right.
That's his turn.
All right. The bat is currently done. Commoners. She just astonished in, well, let's see. With what just happened in front of her and what's currently going on, she just kind of balls up against the wall there. Just shaking. Doesn't move, doesn't run. Just paralyzed in fear. Right, and this one on the other side of that orc, she does not get away. That one does not get away. That one does. She breaks away, tries to flee. The orc gets attack of opportunity against her. And everyone can hear a loud, ear-piercing screech come from this direction. Someone else is cut down. This person does not get away. Right, now we'll start doing some death saving throws for... Well, actually, I have a couple. So these two behind you rush off, Belkin, and are able to get away.
Nice.
This one will try to get away from that orc. He'll take his attack of opportunity. Hits. She falls as well, right in front of you, Kaz. Alright, death saving throws. Let's see. Okay. Oh, that last one's already fine, so. Alright, there we go. All of the commoners are done. We're going to go back to the few guards that we have. That guy's dying.
He ain't
Right.
dying.
And then this guy's going to try to fight off this orc. He hits. Doesn't quite kill the orc. All right. And that is the end of the guards' turns. Now we're going to go to the orcs. The orc that is adjacent to you, Alokian, within his wild rage, begins to just slash and hack at you and your...
Okay.
shield. Does a 20 hit?
No.
Does not hit. All right. And then he finally falls to the ground.
Wow. Very vulgar looking. Very vulgar.
All right, and the one that's on you, Kaz, will make his 2 attacks. First, he looks this direction and calls out in Orcish, saying a couple words, and then moves to there, looking prepared. As that orc turns the corner, he then lunges out at you to gain advantage for both of his attacks. 24 hits your AC.
Shield.
All right.
AC is now 25.
Right. And the next strike with a 29 will hit. You take 9 points of slashing damage from the first orc, and then the second will make his attacks. 26 hits, and a 15 does not. So using their tactics to try to get vulnerable spots on your defenses, the other one's able to get 10 points of slashing damage on you as well. Right. The orc there will drop the woman, step over to get into melee with you, Keth. Actually,
Hoping he'd run.
he will disengage
Ah,
with the woman.
the woman.
So I'm just going to put them towards the side. If you wish to follow them, just let me know.
He's just he's dragging.
He's
her
dragging
and-
her away. Yes,
Okay, but he's probably moving at half movement.
he is. He is moving half movement, but he does disengage, move, and then move again with his actions. So he gets a total of 60 feet away.
Ugh.
So if you wish to follow him, you can.
Okay.
And you hear the sounds of screaming on the other side of this building, Keth, as well.
Mm.
As someone's being drug off. Screaming here as well. These two off. This orc will fight the guard that is there. And just on the other side there, another guard falls, and this orc kind of steps over him and heads there. This orc moves there and then begins to drag that. This orc will try to grapple this other person. Does. Begin to move. And I believe that is the end of the orc's turn. It is now Belkin's turn.
Okay, here we go. As let's see, I will move up
And also,
to...
Keth, you do notice that these orcs, like their faces and their bodies are more gangly. They seem sort of like twisted, and like one side of the face might be slightly larger than the rest compared to what other orcs would be. They're more wiry. They don't look as strong, and their attacks are less reckless and more precise.
Okay. Alright. So, as a free action, I will drop my hand crossbow right where I am, and then when I move, part of my move action, I will draw my rapier.
Okay.
And then as my bonus action, I will use a healing kit charge on the civilian
Okay.
right there. And then I will rapier the orc in front of me with advantage because man,
Yep.
cause they're thinking.
And does that heal them, or is that
Stabilize it.
stabilized? All right, they are stabilized.
Come on, advantage. 18
An 18 definitely hits.
for 22 damage.
22 damage. Kaz, from the other side of the orc, you see a small needle-like rapier pierce through the other side, through the center of his chest, as that orc falls to the ground. And you see Belkin coming up behind him as its body falls to the ground.
Thank you, friend.
I got you.
Anything else, Belkin? I think that's it for your turn.
That ends it. And then I use all my actions.
Kaz, it is now your turn.
Right. This one right here. How damaged does he look?
He is untouched. He just came around the
Okay,
corner
perfect.
and stabbed you in the
Okay,
back
perfect.
as the other one wrapped around the other side of you.
Gotcha. All right. In that case, then. Okay, I'm gonna attack him twice. First and second. That is a 19 and an 11.
A 19 does hit. 11 does not.
That's 8 slashing damage.
Alright, the first blade does find purchase across its shoulder and into its arm, but the second is met with one of its own blades, parrying your attack. And he still stands, though wounded.
You have chosen a terrible day to die. And that'll be the end of my turn.
Alright. Alokian.
All right. So knowing that I felt her be fine, I heard screams coming from this direction, right?
Yep.
Okay.
You saw people fall here. You heard people scream.
10.
Actually, you hear screams for help almost all around you throughout the city.
Yes,
but
I know my friends
closest,
are up.
yes. And you saw Keth actually rush down that way as well.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20. I will use Spare the Dying
Okay.
on this one,
Okay.
and Homeboy's good.
He's
So
there bleeding on the
guard-
ground.
Oh, he is also down. Okay.
Yes.
Good, yes. By good, you mean die.
You see a number of stab wounds across his chest that's currently blood just pouring from them.
Can I use a bonus action to apply the small salve that I got from the squirrel's body?
That
one
would be
time?
an action to do that.
It would be an action. And I've already used my action for the Spare the Dying.
Though that was a cantrip,
What's-
so you could do another bonus action healing word if you have it.
Could I do another cantrip?
If it's a bonus action, yes.
It is not. I can use any bonus action spell.
I believe that, yeah. So you can
Yeah.
as long as one of them was a cantrip, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay. So I will healing word the soldier boy.
Okay.
Guard. For 8.
Alright. His eyes open as his wounds close. The divine energy just kind of bursts across his chest, stopping his bleeding. And he's a bit invigorated again as he goes to stand, grabbing his sword once more.
Take a second to breathe, then get back in the action. People need us.
He nods.
And then 25, 30. I can now see Keth. And then spiritual weapon can move how far in a turn? 20 feet. Okay. So 5, 10, 15, 20. And I believe that is my whole turn.
All right. The flapping, leathery wings still sound through the air as it comes across once again to here. It'll make, let's see, get an attack against you, Kaz.
Okay.
A 25 versus AC.
That hits.
And the second one, another 25 versus AC.
Oof.
2 more arrows come flying through the fog down toward you. 16 points of piercing damage from the first strike.
Okay.
21 points of piercing damage from the second.
I'm down.
With deadly accuracy, 2 arrows strike Kaz in the chest as he's turning around, facing one of the orcs, but then he falls. You hear the sounds of a thud behind you, Alokian. Lighter than normal, lighter than what you would expect an orc hit the floor. And you see Kaz leaning up against the wall behind him and then fall to the ground. And a couple more and head that way a little. Keth.
Okay. How far up is that flying creature?
About 60, 70 feet in the air.
Oh gosh. Okay. Keth will quickly stab his glaive into the ground.
Okay.
He's gonna pull out two javelins.
All right.
And he's gonna he'll throw them at this guy.
All right. Do you want to throw them
No.
at the rider or the bat?
No. Neither. I want to throw him at the guy who's taking the civilian.
Oh, the guy that's okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be at disadvantage.
But you're gonna reckless.
I can't reckless for ranged. I just read that and
Yeah.
realized.
Oh no.
So
Okay.
we've been playing
Yeah,
that wrong. I
That's
still
fine.
get my rage damage.
Yep.
On it,
Yep.
and I
Yeah,
still
yeah.
get my divine
Oh,
fury.
dang.
So if I
Yep.
hit them, that'll be good. But I have to hit, so it'd be disadvantage.
2 attacks.
9 for the first one.
All right.
Second one, 16.
16 just hits.
Okay,
Oof,
so it'll take
nice.
12 piercing
Uh-huh.
plus another 5 necrotic damage.
So
Nice.
Keth takes both of his javelins out in either hand. First launches the one in the left. It flies wide into the fog, and he could barely make out at this point the silhouette of the orc dragging the woman deeper into the fog. Then the second, he throws into the fog as they both disappear into it. And you hear and a thud. A scream for help.
Perfect. Hopefully I didn't just kill that commoner. No, that would be. Then he will run back towards his group. He's just gonna go right there, I think, for now. Actually, no, he'll move 10 more feet. As he's running, because he sees this orc over here. As he's running, he'll run past the Lokian and say, "Can you get me up there?"
No.
Great. Okay. Well, that's his turn then.
All right. Giant Bat currently just went. Commoner's
Giant Bat.
turn. Conscious, unconscious, unconscious. Okay. This one tries to get away. This, oh, it does. All right, let's see if he cuts her down. And another ear-piercing scream comes from this direction beyond the buildings.
Can you ping that one more time?
Yep.
Okay.
Everyone see it?
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. And it is. I got one more to try to get away. She does not. Another scream for help coming from the north part of this area. And the guards. Few of them bleeding to death, but this one gets up. Charges over next to Kaz and tries to defend him from the orc and get the orc's attention. Okay, he hits. His longsword pierces the chest of the orc, but the orc just grabs the blade and pulls him in closer, the blade deeper into his own body as the orc goes into a rage, even though it looks as though that strike should have dropped him to the ground. That is the end of their turn. It is now the orc's turn. And now that that orc is now enraged, he will turn to the man, make his strikes against him. Both hit. And the first one knocks him to the ground. And that orc will make its move over through the bodies that are there. And its second strike, does a 16 hit your AC? A 26 hit your AC, Belkin?
It does, but I'm gonna make a re-roll that.
All right. Does a 20.
Yes, it does.
Right. The heck is wrong with that die? All right. Something's wrong with that die, but we'll get to that later. You take 8 points of slashing damage as he charges forward toward you in his death throes.
Okay.
This orc also finding the opportunity to try to surround you currently as you're one of the, well, looks like one of the weaker threats that are it's headshotting his companions. He'll make 2 strikes at you. 17 versus AC.
That hits.
And then a 13. I don't think that hits, does it?
It does not.
All right. So the first strike that does hit, take 8 more points of slashing damage. They're just stabbing and slashing away, looking for vital points in your defenses and in your body. You feel when they do strike, they strike for vital organs. Well, much like you, but a little bit different. But it is now your turn, Belkin.
Okay. That changes things a little bit. So.
And then I got 2 more orcs to the north here. Drag, pull away.
How tall is it building on this too?
This one here, it's 10
Yeah.
feet to that first spot.
10 feet up?
Mhm.
Okay. I will, as a bonus action, I will disengage.
All right.
And then as my move action, I will move over here first and pick up my hand crossbow.
All right.
That's 5, and then I'll parkour my way up to the top of the building.
Sounds good.
And then I'll make and then I'll throw a dagger at this dude there.
Okay. Make your attack.
I will. Okay. 15.
16 just hits.
That guard is within melee range of him, right?
Yes.
Cool.
The guard is currently unconscious.
Damn it! Then
Again.
that doesn't work. Yeah, that doesn't work then. 6 damage.
6 damage is enough, though, as you throw your blade and it hits him in the throat. Even though he's within raged and trying to live, push past the death that is in front of them, it's not enough for the blade, as you finally do kill him.
And then 5, so I move 5, 15 feet, or 10 feet up, I'll be 15. Yep. 20, 25 feet up on the roof. I'll stay here.
Got it. Kaz, I need you to roll me a death saving throw.
I thought about it. No thanks.
Hard pass.
Yeah, pass.
Yeah. Okay. Where is it? Oh, there it is. That's all right.
Oof. First fail.
Yeah.
Alokian.
Okay.
Into suffering, Lokian. No, I'm just
Oh man, that got
Shit.
dark real fast.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So we are going to spare the dying on the soldier.
Okay.
And healing word cause.
Got it.
Nice.
And we will healing word at the 2nd level.
Oh, you spoiled him.
Mm-hmm.
Got 8, like the same as when I did the first level.
Ilmater's divine power goes through your hand into Kaz's body. The arrows shunted from his chest, and his wounds slowly begin to close slightly, enough to bring consciousness back to you. Though you still have pain from the wounds that you currently have, Kaz, you're alive. The guard bleeding beside you, a dead orc that Alokian's standing on behind you. You see Belkin up on the roof above you, an orc still nearby, and another corpse, or possibly commoner, next to you as well. It's bloody, but you were currently conscious.
I can see Awoken's healing word like, "Hey, wake up!"
With Bodrin's Gale, it's I can attack as a bonus action, right?
Yes, bonus action.
But I already used my bonus action for the
Yep.
spare.
A healing word, yep.
So I cannot use Bodrin's Gale.
Cannot use Bodrin's Gale.
Got it. So that spiritual weapon is gonna do something. It's gonna come closer to me. 15, 20.
All right.
That is my turn.
The Fang of Shargas. In Orcish, Keth means you're just beneath it. Peer as the orc points down toward this individual. Retriever. In Orcish. As he lets go 2 arrows towards Alokian, as it seems he is the divine caster in this area.
Which one did he point towards?
The one to the south that's kind of huddled up
This
against the ground.
Okay.
All right. 23 versus AC, Alokian.
Yep, that hits.
See if this first strike takes you out. So decide the second.
Excuse you.
13 points of piercing damage.
Hit me again. Come on.
And then this natural 20.
How many
well,
points
fuck.
do you have?
Don't taunt the DM. Don't get that. Haven't you learned that by now?
Don't taunt the DM. Oh, my goodness.
The DM.
Cordell,
Oh my goodness.
you haven't taken any crits this fight, right?
You take 41 points of damage
That's it.
Okay.
as another
No, I
deadly
haven't.
strike
I haven't taken
aims
that
for
much
your
damage.
heart. And Alokian falls.
Frick, guys. Come on.
Frick.
And
You guys are both over there. You're alive. You guys can handle that over there, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, good.
all right. And the bat does not move on his turn now because he's given over its command.
Okay.
Keth.
Keth, he's ready. Keth is going to spend his action to. I assume at this point it's probably hanging around his neck. He's found some kind of rope to hang it. He'll hold up this stone
All right.
and say, "Come, O Mac," and he's gonna summon the wolf right beside him.
A howl echoes through your mind as though it's far off. And then as it apparates next to you, the wolf's howl emanates from the spirit beside you. What do you command it to do?
I'm gonna say, he's gonna look up and say, "Get the bat."
Another howl echoes, even though its maw opens to release the howl. No one else hears it but you.
Okay. Then I am gonna move and a sprint over to this lady and defend her. I am gonna spend another rage
To keep raging, okay.
to keep myself in rage.
All right.
Then OMAC will go on 3.
Okay.
Which is good. Well, maybe not, because the giant bat's coming towards me now.
All right. Is that it, Keth?
That is it. It's kind of preparing for this big bat to come this way.
All right. It does indeed swoop down toward this individual and reach out to grab her.
Okay.
The rider's still there on the back. He glares down at you. Says in Orcish, "You should come with us." All right.
Okay. It's staying there?
Well, it takes its move to get there because it actually has to fly down. It's up pretty high, flies all the way down, grabs the woman. That's currently just basically catatonic at this point because of the fear and everything that she's dealing with, and that is its turn.
Perfect.
Then we go to the commoners. All right, get some death saves to do. She passes. And then the guard, 2 of them, death saves. Okay. Then, actually, I have a third. Forgot about him. Okay. And then the orcs. This orc there. He takes out a dart and throws it at you, Belkin.
Okay.
21 versus AC.
Hits.
The dart does 12 points of piercing damage.
I'll use Uncanny Dodge to half it.
All right. Then he steps over the woman. Put her back. Steps over the woman and goes to stab Kaz on the ground there. Kaz, a 24 versus AC.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. 7 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Oh goodness. Sword. Then delete. That one's good. All right. I have an orc at the bottom right of the map. They're gone, but he's my initiative guy, so don't bother. If you see him, don't bother with him. All right, Omak. He charges towards
Yeah.
the bat.
Fly over. Yep. He'll get in position kind of where I would have advantage on the bat.
Okay.
He gets pack tactics, but he will get it anyways.
Yep.
All right, Omak. Don't fail me now, buddy. Come on. Omak, you done screwed things up, dog.
The bat just kind of swings in his wings around and bats away towards Omak. Though, even though its wings go through Omak, his form is kind of dissipated for a moment before it coalesces there behind him.
Okay. That's Omak's turn.
Belkin.
I will move.
Looks like this
over
orc is
one.
trying to kill your friends.
He sure is. I'll take a shot with my crossbow.
All right.
And then, come on. 28
28 hits.
for 19 damage.
And through the temple, your bolt goes and out the other side of his head, leaving a decent size hole and brain matter on the ground.
Nice.
He's definitely dead.
And then I will hop down and bone ration stabilize Lokian with a healer's kit.
All right.
And that'll be my turn.
Melokian is now stable. Kaz. The orc falls as his brains is laid out on the ground next to him. His body just kind of falls forward toward you and onto your lap. You see a Lokian next to you, as well as now Belkin on the other side, quickly taking out a few things from his healer's kit to stabilize a Lokian, making sure he doesn't die. And you saw the big bat fly down toward the southern road. This area.
Do I still have it like in eye shot? Can I still see it?
If you can see it, you can see it.
Okay, perfect. Then I will scoot my back up against the wall of the building and just firebolt.
All right. Towards the bat or the rider?
Toward the bat, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to... How far away is it from me? Perfect. I need the bat to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right.
There you go.
I got a 14.
That's what I love to hear.
Nice.
Second level shatter, as it takes 20 thunder damage.
Oof.
An explosion of sound emanates from the area after a small yellow beam hits a point. The bat. The bat is still alive, but you see pieces of its flesh just disintegrate off of its body from the sound.
Apologies for the noise. Ow. And that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. Lokian.
I can't do anything, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah, you don't need to roll a save. So you are unconscious, but fine. All right, Keth. Seeing that
Sorry, go ahead.
seeing that you're prepared to try to stop them, the orc just grins, says a word in magic, Night Father blessing will take you now. And then everything goes dark. As everyone there can see, an orb of darkness emanates from this orc. Word for you. In that area. Can y'all see that?
Okay.
And then he commands in Orcish to the bat, flee. It goes to follow suit and flies up out of your range. You can go ahead and make an attack.
Does it do that on its turn or on his turn?
It's doing it on his turn because he's now commanding it. Yep.
Okay, so I get attack of opportunity at a disadvantage, correct?
At disadvantage.
And so does Omek.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I will not do Great Weapon. Then I'll just swing at him, hoping I can hit him. 18.
An 18. Are you attacking the bat or him?
The bat.
It does hit the bat.
Okay.
Nice.
For 17 points of damage.
All right. You swing as you feel the flapping of wings, and you swing wide, and you feel your blade strike something in front of you, and then you hear the sounds of flapping on the ground where it slowly stops.
Nice.
Nice indeed.
You'll pay for that, he says, Orcish. But that is the end of his turn.
Okay.
It's now your turn.
Keth will growl. I don't know how I can go with you. You're not going anywhere. And he is going to recklessly swing where he kind of assumes the guy still is. So just a straight roll, correct?
Straight roll.
Okay. So yeah, no Great Weapon Master. I'll avoid that just so I can hopefully hit this guy. 27.
Oof.
27 hits.
For 14 slashing.
All right.
Along with 7 necrotic.
All right, you feel your blade strike through the darkness and hitting where you believe he is, and you hear the grunting of
murdering this commoner.
Yeah.
Just chopping her up. There you are. And then I'm gonna swing down again.
Okay.
14 this time.
This time, your blade met with more steel. Parrying your sword is another blade. You feel the curve. You hear the sparks. But don't see anything.
Okay. I am then going to spend a bonus action to reach down for my stone again.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians.
All right.
Around me. You're not going anywhere. So that'll be on his turn. But that'll end my turn.
And what is that, 15 feet?
Yes. And obviously not hit the commoner.
Oh, you don't want to destroy her?
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Okay. Commoners are all either dying, dead, or gone. That guards. Okay. All right. Guards are all either dying or dead. Orcs are gone at this point, so I will now remove them from the initiative. Omak.
Okay. Omek can see into the ethereal. Does that Does that make it so he can see this guy, or
Yeah,
is that
No, only because this guy is not in the ethereal.
okay? Just checking. Can he move up to kind of where the remembers him being?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay.
For Omak to see if he can perceive where this person may be.
Okay. Perception as a +3 to.
And because Omak can smell and have that sort of sense, I'll allow him to go ahead and do it without having to take an action.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't. Not good. 3, 6 total.
Unfortunately, he's biting away at the bat at this point, unless you give him another order. Because on his own, he still senses the life that is still there within the bat that is currently dying. So he finishes off the bat this turn.
Okay. All right. Well, that'll be it for Omak then.
Belkin.
Okay. How's the guard on the this guy looking?
Did that guy have to make concentration check?
He does
Probably?
not. No. The guy on the ground, you can go go see if he's still alive. Go over there and make a medicine roll.
Sure, why not? 14.
All right. He still looks like he's breathing, but it's struggling.
Bones action stabilize.
Okay.
Was that medicine check my action?
It was not your action. You can just tell.
Okay, then for action I'll hold the attack action.
Okay.
If anybody is within range.
All right.
I'll take a shot, and that'll be my turn.
Kaz.
I can see this guy here.
So they're in a globe of darkness, magical darkness that even dark vision does not.
Yes.
I just didn't want to
Right.
completely black it out.
Yeah, no problem. All right. In that case, I will. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, no. I'm just gonna take the dodge action then.
Okay.
For now.
All right.
Yeah.
Fight defensively.
Yeah. Alokian next to me is okay.
He's stabilized.
He looks like he's breathing. He doesn't look like he's dying.
Okay.
Yeah, you actually saw Belkin stabilizing.
Okay, perfect. In that case, then, could have sworn I had. Okay. I do. Fantastic. I'm gonna give Alokian a potion of healing.
Okay.
Cram it down his throat.
2d4.
Dare replace me with a vial?
Shut it. You're back with 10 HP.
Hey, look, he healed you more than that person.
Max
There you
roll,
go.
brah. Max roll.
Don't you say it, Michael.
We're basically doing the same thing.
Oh goodness.
Maybe we should replace you with a vial. Vial does a better job.
What is this terrible taste in my mouth?
Apologies, I healed you. You see, we're basically doing the same thing.
Not the same.
And then that'll be my turn.
All right. Alokian, it's now your turn.
Aha! So I come to consciousness and just see a blackness.
Yep.
I will use my channel divinity.
And it's odd because even your training doesn't pierce through whatever darkness this is
Yes.
up ahead. It's almost like a
Was-
swirling bit of just black mist that's filling that area.
For the first time since I can remember, I cannot penetrate darkness with these eyes. Very well then. And I'll hold my symbol of Ilmater and I'll cast Twilight Sanctuary.
Okay.
Nice.
And give myself a 30-foot radius of fuck you to your darkness. And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So, question. My sphere emanates dim light within the sphere. Emanates is filled with dim light. Does his darkness pierce my light?
It's dim light. Does it give you a level of spell, like a spell level, or is it just your innate ability from your divine spell casting?
Yeah, it's a channel divinity, so
Yeah, unfortunately, the light from the channel divinity does not break the darkness that is there.
damn it.
It seems like
Try.
your divine power, dim light that comes and emanates from you, isn't enough to fight off whatever power this is.
Gotcha. And then I will move my spiritual weapon here. I'll just send it 20 feet into the bubble
Okay.
of darkness, but it won't do anything because I don't know that anything's there.
Gotcha.
I just know that a possible friendly is in there, so it just moves into the darkness. Everyone looks okay from where I'm standing. I can't see into there, and I don't have enough movement, so I will use my action to dash.
All right. Where are we
wait, hold
dashing
on.
to?
Let me just make sure. Nope, never mind, because my action was spent on.
On channel divinity, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yep. So never mind. For a second, I thought it was a bonus action. It's not. Okay, so at the end of my turn, I'll just get my temp HP and call it a day.
All right.
There you go.
All right. First attack against you, Keth. As his
Bring it.
blade. What's that?
I said bring it.
Yep. His blade follows down the shaft of your glaive, strikes down toward you. 21 versus AC.
That it's.
And you are within the darkness. You feel
I
as
assume
though
You can see in this darkness, probably.
it seems as though he knows exactly where you are as he strikes out at you. You feel the darkness itself also, when he does strike, almost begin to like strangle you as well. As you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage, as well as 21 points of slashing damage.
Oof.
But
Okay.
you are raging, so you have that.
Okay.
And then his second attack. Okay, 26 versus AC does hit.
Indeed.
And the darkness also begins to strangle you even more for 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
This time only 15 points of slashing damage from his scimitar.
He also needs to make a saving throw
Saving
before
throw?
all this
Okay.
for my spirit guardians.
Oh, yeah. And that's a wisdom?
Yes. 16, I think. Yeah.
All right. He does pass, so he takes half damage, right?
Okay, yes. So 10 necrotic.
10
That's a really
necrotic.
good roll.
That's good.
And then I need to make Constitution saving throws. Are each one of those separate
For
damages?
which one?
Do I need to make 4 Constitution saving throws? Or do I
Two.
need to
Just
make
2.
2?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was 2 attacks.
So all of them, I just need to make 2 above 10, basically. I don't think anything did over that. 25 for the first one, 17 for the second one.
All right.
So spirit is still up.
And then feel his body push past you, his shoulder pushing up against you and pushing you back. And then you swing to try to attack him in return as he disengages from you.
Okay. And I feel like he's moving this direction.
Yep, he moves south past you. You can make a perception check if you wish.
Oh yeah, it is my turn too.
Yep.
So
And then he'll take his move action to continue further.
okay. 17 perception.
All right. All right, yes, you do know he went south, but within the darkness, you're unable to keep track of him, as it seems like he turned down the alley not too far up ahead.
Okay. So I will move south and get out of the darkness and see what I can see, basically.
Yep.
So
Well, I'm
you
gonna continue moving him real quick.
Yeah, that's fine.
He's done moving.
Yeah, so I will move out of the darkness, move south out of the
Yep.
darkness. And I don't have any idea which way he went.
You know he
Within
went
south?
south past you.
Okay.
Because of the darkness, you can't see his tracks just yet.
Okay.
And with that perception check, you're unable to keep track of him once he moves past south.
Okay.
And when you do exit south, you still hear the sounds of cries for help within the town. The sounds of fighting seems to be dying down. And that's for everyone.
Okay. And I don't see him when I come out of the darkness.
You don't see him currently south of you, no.
Okay. 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 Man, I don't know. I guess I'll just. And I guess I would see him if he was going straight south.
If he was going straight south, you would see him. But there's a number of alleys on either side of the road that he
Okay.
could have gone down as well.
Okay. I'll just pick an alley and go down it, and I will command OMAC to do an opposite one.
Okay.
So you
Go ahead
Have me
and-
roll. Or,
Yeah. Go ahead and you see a number of tracks on the ground as well.
Mhm.
Go ahead and roll me a percentile die.
23.
Because of the number of tracks that are ahead, unless anyone else has any other ideas, you're unable to track him down.
Okay.
You go
And
down a couple alleys, you see some dead guards. OMAC finds, a few bodies as well, but even a couple dead orcs in a number of places, but you're unable to actually track him down. The specific one that you were just currently fighting.
Okay.
So unless anyone else has something they would like to try, we'll go ahead and go out of the initiative
I didn't
order
even know he was there.
in combat.
Nor I. Are you alright, Logan?
Yes, of course. I will be fine.
That feeling is not exactly what you're accustomed to. But I'm glad you're well.
Appreciated, friend.
There are still bodies. People possibly dead or dying the area.
Are
I
you
would-
able to check on the wounded?
Yeah, I will go around, and anyone who needs spare the dying gets it till they can get proper medical attention.
In the vicinity, you see a total of 4 dead people. 3 guards, 3 of the guards that were there, 2 of them died. And then 2 other commoners that were being drugged off, but because they did try to get away and fight, they were stabbed in the back, slowly bled out in the alleys they were hiding in, or trying to escape in.
The injured, please bring them, gather them here. Leave the dead. Gather the injured and bring them here, quickly.
Keth would pick up the lady that the orc was going towards and
She's,
probably carry her out of the darkness.
she's just
Um,
has normal clothing, like a tan linen shirt, button-down shirt that has a collar, long sleeves, as well as like dark, black, you know, pants, as well as a belt that's holding the pants up. She does have a like satchel that's on her back, a leather satchel that's on her back. She seems stunned. Long,
Yeah.
Curly black hair, just kind of framing her face, and she's just staring at the ground as you grab her by her shoulder, and she's just shaking and not even looking at you. She just begins just to walk alongside of you.
yeah, I'll just bring her out into that central area and set her down.
She sits
Do
up.
I feel like, I don't know if I could even get the sense, I guess. Do I feel like they were specifically after her, or were they just trying to get as many people as they
It looked
could?
like they were getting as many people as possible.
Okay. So it wasn't like this lady's special. She just happened to
Yeah, she was just one
wrong
of the.
place, wrong time.
Yep.
Okay.
How many injured do they gather?
And just in this area,
Yeah,
in
Just
like
in this area.
just the few hundred feet that you're currently in, they find a total of 7 people that were dying that tried to escape. That were able to be
Okay.
saved. But the
I
number
will
that were
use-
dead is probably about 12.
Okay. Once they spend some time gathering the injured and bringing them closer, I will use my last level 2 to cast Prayer of Healing.
Okay.
On 6 of them.
All of them coming to consciousness again from Ilmater's divine power. They all look around, scared, but see the group of you. Thank you, thank you. Keth, as you are going about helping people, as you pass the stables, you hear the sounds of sobbing from inside. Behind a number of the hay bales, you hear the jingling of a bell as the small girl with the goat begins to slowly peek her head out. Keth,
He will kind of go over. Kelly, it is safe now. We've driven out those we could.
what's going on?
An orc raid.
Why?
I'm not sure.
I should go see if my family's okay.
Where do you live?
Outside town. One of the
How far?
take me about 15, 20 minutes.
Goodness. Okay. I will go with you. It's not safe. We do not know where the orcs are.
Maybe I just wait a little.
Okay.
Should I just keep
Good.
hiding?
No, you can come out and
I
be
think
outside.
I think I'll just wait, right?
All right.
And the goat's just chomping away at the hay that's there.
Keth will kind of leave her and
Alright.
walk back towards the group. Keep an eye on her from a distance.
She's just peeking over the hay bales that's in the back of the barn. All of the people that you're able to bring back to consciousness, thank you immensely. Ask you who you are, what's going on. Just you're bombarded with questions and who are these people that are attacking us and why are they doing this? Why are you here? Well, thank you for helping us, and just a number of things. They're asking about their loved ones, if you've seen them. Some of them rush off, see if they can help. Others rush off to see if they can find their families.
Did we save any orcs? Are any orcs still alive?
Are you checking for?
Yeah. Probably check the bodies and see if any of them survived.
Out of the ones that you fought so far, most of them died of their wounds. Let's see.
Yeah, I was gonna scavenge the battlefield for anything, including the ammo that I used during the fight as well.
Two of the orcs that Alokian actually fought are stable but not dead.
Perfect.
Interesting.
I will take my glaive and end one of them,
Okay.
and I will grab the other one and drag him. I mean, I'll pick up his body, make sure he's not going to slam his head into something and
Yeah,
die.
okay.
Just kind of drag him out. We have a live one, and I'll kind of put him down. When we have a chance.
Did I see Kath kill the other one?
Yes.
Okay. Kath, I understand your frustration, but there's a technique that I can show you, interrogation technique, where two people serve better than you.
That may be a good point, but we'll make
Too
the
late.
one do.
Yeah, too late now, I get it. But for future reference. Yeah. Leverage. And all that. But yeah.
The sound of heavy booted feet rushing from the western side of the city. Multiple pairs through the fog sort of emanate down toward you as you hear them approach. Multiple sets. It's a tense moment. Some people get scared and begin to back away as you see more of the guard and militia that are here. And a few other odd individuals that some of you haven't met quite yet. One of which has a heavy, thick, dark leather trench coat, an axe in hand that's full of blood and gore, even across his chest. Thick beard that's graying in some places, and a wide brim hat, a number of studs around the base of it. You also see Cromwell within the group, as well as another individual, a half-elf with a light, almost white colored hair, sort of pulled into a ponytail at this point, but the hair has this weird shimmer and sheen to it. Her skin is somewhat like a pale gray, almost like stone. She has some robes on that are blue in color with a number of golden designs all across the mantle and a staff in hand, and her fingers constantly rolling as flames just are winding through her hand and fingertips. As they're all rushing forward, seeing the group of you, the man, well, actually, Cromwell, probably, because he notices the group of you. All of you all right? We need to make sure the rest of the town is okay. The western side of the city has been secured, but I think some of them got away.
All right.
Unfortunately, I'm not done with the tasks that you've given me.
Understandable.
We need to hurry.
Small interruption. Keth will quickly tie up this other orc. Tie his hands behind his back and tie his feet together.
One of the guards begin to give orders to the rest of the group. You should scour the area quickly. Split up into groups. And he begins to send a number of these individuals. And there's probably about 25 of them total. Send them out in groups of 5 to begin search parties and to see what still may be out there and what needs to be done and who they can help. You see both the half elf as well as Grey Belt also leave with a few of the groups as well, but Cromwell stays. Can I help any of you?
I think we're just gathering what pieces are left.
He begins to check the bodies to make sure the ones that are still unconscious are still alive.
Can I go over? Is that darkness gone?
It takes about 10 minutes till the darkness actually finally dissipates.
Can I go over there and find the tracks of the one that got away?
Go ahead and roll me a perception check to try to find the tracks, particular ones that you were fighting from him.
I will call Omac over to kind of help me see if he can sniff
Okay.
out a scent.
You do get some odd looks from people.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The one, because obviously you're an orc, but also because you have this spectral wolf that's kind of floating around with you.
18.
18. You find the beginnings of where he was, and then the combat. You remember feeling where he was in that moment, probably where he fell. You see 2 heavy footprints, but then light steps begin to head south over the cobblestone and mud. You can roll a survival check to try to follow them.
Do I see blood too, maybe? Because I know I wounded him a few times.
Yeah, you do see a bit of splatter against the wall that was behind him, and a few drips that's heading south.
Okay, so I will, with Omac's help, attempt to follow that.
Right, roll at advantage.
See if I can see if if he's still in the city.
Yep.
I'm at 18.
And 18. You follow it south, just beyond 2 buildings, and then he heads immediately east, towards the outer wall and small wooden palisade that's there. You see the feet finally. You see like muddy prints on the wall there as he climbed and clawed his way up over the palisade, which the palisade is only about 12 feet tall. And obviously much easier to climb on this side.
Yeah. Okay. Then I guess he's gone, so I don't think I'm going to track him any further because I'm pretty weak, but
okay.
Just to make sure he wouldn't stick around in town.
You know where the tracks are in case you need them. Though how long they'll last, you're not quite sure.
Yeah.
There's no rain or anything, so maybe a little while.
Okay. All right, I will head back to the group. I found some tracks of the leader that we fought. We might be able to follow. I'm gonna need a bit of a rest, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Exhausted, even though
Rest would be good.
just recently woke up. Most of you did anyway.
mhm.
The day has just begun, and the fog is still thick in the area. The sun is trying to pierce its way through the clouds. Though those of you with any sort of training in nature, you feel the moisture is picking up, as though rain may be on the way.
Mm.
And for tonight, that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Mhm.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out there in the chat. Thank you for hanging out with us in this oh man, that was a crazy battle. I was stressed as the party began to slowly fall, but you're able to make it through. But y'all have a good night, and thank you, and we'll see you on Monday. Bye, guys.